Is everybody here? Jada, can you hear me?
Yeah, I was just gonna say Johan.
Oh yeah. Yeah, okay. Then Jada's deafened, so I don't. Let me just.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were. I don't think any of that matters. I don't think channels are a big deal. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Bro, what even is that?
I think that was his save or check.
-1. What kind of check was that?
Jesus Christ.
What kind of check was that?
Yo, guy, what check was that?
No, that was for fun.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. All right, cool. I didn't get a response from Jada, so I'm assuming Jada is. I don't know, Jada. Yo, Jeanette, are you alive?
Active discussion tactics.
Cool. Man, you guys definitely are like. Yo, Zion, I like how you're telling other people that they're in the wrong chat, though. That's ballsy of you. I was trying to finish up on OC. That's whatever. I'm just asking because I'm gonna start. Are you good or? Uh, Anybody else need anything? I figured we just start off by getting some checks and balances done.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, cool. So, real quick, if everybody's good, just quick health checks going across the board. So Kester's full. Jotun's at 16 health. What was that? What was that? Oh, okay. Last thing I remember was we just looted the room. Ah, I don't know if you looted the room. You walked into a room with things in it. I don't know about looting it. We're gonna get to that. Yeah, you just fought the gas, and then you went downstairs towards the chanting. Jotun's at 16. Sotero's at full health. Gaston's at 2 health. Keep that in mind. Vimic's at 4 health. Keep that in mind. Exalt is full. Lucine is at
Mr. J.
No,
21.
I have 13 HP.
You have 15 HP?
13.
13. Why?
Remember when Johan punched me in the face? It was 10 damage and
Yeah,
half
yeah,
it.
yeah, 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 yeah. Sorry, I didn't actually count that, but since you counted it, great, it counts.
Oh,
Mr. J.
Yeah, what's up?
What's his name? Said Gaston and Vimac actually should be one should be at 7 health and the other should be at 11, I think, because I
Oh,
healed them.
so
I'm looking through the message, but I did heal them.
wait, not 7? Wait. I'm at 9 health. All right, cool.
Oh,
That's fine.
one is at 9 health. Okay, then that should be fine.
Yeah,
Because
I'm fine with that.
somebody
That
else
means
should
that
be at 11
that means
something.
at the end of the gas fight, I stopped actually paying attention to your health.
Yeah.
Um, Wait, not 7. Okay, seven's
Okay.
also fine.
Yeah.
They're not better numbers, just so everybody's aware. Those aren't better numbers. Yeah, okay. Split 10. All right, that makes sense. All right, so that puts yeah, okay, you guys are good. Questions, concerns, or are we good?
We're
Good.
solid.
All right, cool.
Ready to rock.
Where is this haunted horror shit that we were going into? Was this the same thing? I don't remember. Who cares? It's like a million hours long. Whatever. All right, cool. Let's see. Oh, please note, just real quick. So after we're out of Death House, it's just a music thing. I don't care if you play certain things at most times. I only have specific things set up for music. Every other time, if you're not gonna play anything, I'm just gonna play like creepy long session things. I'll only ask you to let me play certain things at certain times for just setups. But eh.
Okay.
Other than that, let's see. Screen. All right. So since last time you guys pretty much covered a lot of ground in terms of getting through certain areas, you managed to find yourselves at a reliquary of sorts, a small room that's been established by whoever is running whatever this is you see before you. In that they are slowly over time collecting strange artifacts. You note that in each alcove there's an item, and in front of the item is a small kind of plaque that kind of describes almost a milestone of what you can only gather is probably a cult activity of some sort as they're kind of spread around the room. Uh, you note specifically that to the south of the room, leading down, there are two entranceways. From where you are, you can't really tell where they go or um, anything of interest. The only detail you note is that you can hear very loud coming from that direction the chanting. It is very clear that you can discern a dozen or so voices that are chanting over and over. He is the ancient, he is the land. And they are continuously doing this, not stopping. So as you are in this room now, you have the freedom to just kind of look about. Like I said, there are multiple items kind of scattered around, and there are two doorways leading to the south. So, as most sessions start, what do you do?
I want to investigate the items.
Same
Yeah.
here.
I'm gonna look around at those items.
All right.
Mostly.
So, in the interest of making sure this is a workout, again, you know the around the room. We'll go clockwise if there's any inconsistencies. The following items kind of just laying about. In the first alcove, you see a small mummified yellow hand with sharp claws just kind of stretching out from it. Um, you're not discerning what sort of animal it is. However, it seems. Does anybody have a background in? I'm trying to think who would have a background in knowing what certain things are.
Wisdom, right? That would be me.
It's not wisdom per se.
Ah.
Well, it might be wisdom, but it's based off of knowing what creatures are.
Oh, guy.
Oh,
Nature
yeah,
check.
Rangers.
Maybe I've fought it. I don't know.
Nature check.
So that's a nature check. Okay. So
Make it.
so you don't have to. I'm just giving you, but
Oh.
obviously you're gonna want to. But in order to figure out what that is, you're gonna want to make a nature check. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Who's the best with that?
Guy.
Forward.
Cool. Guy's technically not a character.
Oh, exalt my bad.
Mm.
Oof.
Oh. So you discern from the looks of the hand that it seems to be a smallish creature. It's clearly, like I said, a yellow hand. You can tell from at least the check that the yellow does come from the fact that it is dead. So most likely, in your experience, it was probably a green hand to the point. Again, from that you've got that it's a small green hand with sharp claws on it. In the next alcove, there is a knife carved from human bone. You note the human bone as it's still in the hilt of the blade, has a kind of a almost a humanoid look, too big to be anything else, too small to be anything else. Sorry, I was looking at something.
So a bone knife, essentially, right?
Uh, in the in the alcove next to it, there is another knife of sorts. It's a dagger with a rat skull set into the pommel. Um, it's pretty easy to tell it's a rat skull based on just kind of the way it was carved or worked into the pommel of the blade. Next to that is an 8-inch in diameter orb. You can tell that it's still kind of fleshy and almost gelatinous. Seems to be a creature's eye of what you can't seem to discern.
That's unnerving.
As the eye kind of sits there, you note that the longer you look at it, the more it seems it's looking back at you. And you have a strange smell, almost a light burning sensation in your nose as you kind of look it over. This makes most of you who are, again, in the smart kind of look away from it and kind of ignore it a bit. Next to that is an aspergillum carved from bone.
A what?
Aspergillum.
What's that?
Good question. Let's look up aspergillum because I'm not 100% sure what the hell an aspergillum is, to be very honest.
Okay. At
like
least
the
I'm
way
not
you,
alone
like
in
the way
that.
you,
Yeah,
like the way you said it, I thought we were supposed to just know that or something. Like,
Yeah,
what?
I feel that too.
I
It's
think
a
we are.
fungus.
Yeah, there. No,
A
it's not.
fungus.
It's not a fungus. So an it is a fungus, by the way. You're right, but it's also a
Algae.
yeah, aspergillum. An aspergillum is an implement for sprinkling holy water. So it is a it's that cup you see them splash holy water out of.
Oh.
Let me just get the definition and word for you so we can be on the same page.
Oh,
This is learning number one. So aspergillum, not asper. It's similar. Yeah, it's close.
Hey, I was close.
Yeah, it's pretty close. Oh, well, I actually forgot the actual definition thing. So here, boom. We learned something new, guys. Don't ever say I didn't teach you anything. I didn't know what the hell that was either. Let's see. So that was carved from bone. You next to that is a folded cloak. You note that it looks like it's made from stitched skin. The skin is pretty green and discolored and rotted, and it gives off a kind of weird odor. So you're not sure what kind of skin it is, but you could probably figure out that it was dead not so long ago. Um, Next to that is a desecrated frog lashed to a stick. Um, it kind of looks like a wand of some sort, but to the trained eye, you can see that the stick is thoroughly impaling the frog and stretching it apart. Next to that is a bag of bat guano, kind of sitting there with little charred pieces kind of next to it.
We need
Uh,
this.
do we?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we absolutely do, young sir.
Next to that is a hag's severed finger. You know that it is a hag's finger as there is a large wart right on her knuckle. Ew.
Ew.
Next to that is a kind of a centered in the alcove, more centralized than all the other bits and pieces you're seeing littered around, and the plaque on it is much bigger. You note a 6-inch figurine that looks like carved wood, but the detail that has carved this wood and just the mastery of it makes it almost look like it's lifelike. You see that it is very much the exact same statue you saw in the other room upstairs, um, of the black-haired figure in the cloak standing next to a black wolf. You can see it's been painted to perfection as on the back of it you can see the inscription, "It's no fun, it's no Blinsky." You note that this is a children's toy of some sort that
Cool.
has stitching and different parts to it. The
Oh, I
wolf
want it.
and the man seem to be connected, but there seems to be a button connecting them of some sort. Okay. Next to that is an iron pendant adorned with the devil's face on it. You could see it attached to a thick iron chain about 10 feet. Next to that is the shrunken and shriveled head of what looks to be a halfling from, well, the funny face it makes. And last but not least, next to that, there is a small wooden coffin that has a small cross on it. Um, you note that it's open with no lock.
Can I go investigate that?
As Exalt goes over to the coffin and kind of looks it over, you note that it's just a simple hinge. It doesn't seem to have any lock or anything of the sort. Did you wish to open that up?
Yes.
Okay. So as you open up the coffin, you note that on a small kind of felt bed of maybe just a dark kind of crimson felt, you see a direwolf's tongue kind of swollen and shrunken up black on top of it. You only note that it is a direwolf's tongue because, again, in the alcoves, there is a small plaque that reads the same. And
Hmm.
that is every item that is in the alcove in the room with you.
I go towards the aspergillum
Sure.
and inspect it.
As you look that over, you don't note anything. From your experiences, you do note that it is finely crafted, and that it would work quite fine in delivering a quick splurt or spritz of holy water directly at one location, wherever it's swung towards. You also note that
Right.
the holes
I'll
on it
just
in the... Okay, go ahead.
no, you can go ahead.
I was going to say, you also note that from the holes on it, you note it can contain quite a bit of actual holy water.
Use my
Okay, I'll just put this in my inventory.
Uh,
use,
Again, that is just something is up to you guys in terms of discussion.
use my perception. Do I notice any traps on the floor? Any like cracks or like hidden folders or mechanisms?
So kind of looking over the floor, your ranger skills pick up nothing really out of the ordinary. It seems that this room was built just to kind of show off different milestones and different achievements that this cult somehow received or, you know, rewards of some sort. You're not really sure what this room means or what it entails, but there doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary.
All right, then. I'll.
Uh,
You said the two knives were close to each other. The bone dagger and the dagger with the rat's pommel.
Yeah, so those are next to each other. There's again the knife carved from what looks like a human bone, and then a dagger with a rat's skull kind of carved out of the pommel.
I just look at them. Just I guess I pick up one of them and like examine it. Just look at it.
Which one did you pick up?
I pick up the metal one, the one with the rat pommel, I guess.
So from looking that over, you can tell that it's just a normal dagger, just like any makeshift dagger. It's probably not all that much sharper than a butter knife, to be honest. But the craftsmanship of the skull that was set into the pommel and how the wood was kind of carved around the bone, making it look like one perfect hilt, is top-notch craftsmanship. It's kind of starting to give you a clue about who or how this cult was being funded, as the craftsmanship of most of the things you've seen from the cult directly have been very high quality.
Perhaps this can be of some worth.
the question is, who are you gonna find it and sell it to? I'm gonna go over to the toy you said of the figure and the wolf. Does it resemble the statue we saw on the upper floor?
It does. From the just kind of the silver plaque that sits before it, you know that says "He is the land." Underneath it, it has the full name Strahd von Zarevich. Next to that and underneath it says "and," kind of just written in calligraphy, and underneath it says Corwin.
Oh shit.
Did you notice something?
Well, that figure we've been seeing this whole time, Strahd, that anyone with the brain could have told you that one. But the wolf he's been with, that's his head. more accurately, the head of security for this guy.
Isn't that interesting?
I'll go walk down towards the south halfway to the west, slowly looking down the hallway. What do I see?
Boo. Sorry, I didn't mean to boo. I just I did something and it didn't work. You said to the west, so over here.
Yes. Leaning against the wall. It's like not be seen.
Cool. So just leaning up against the wall, as you look down, you note that there's just a clear path to another wall. You could see that around the corner, to your right, there's a corridor that stretches around, but past that, you can't see anything from your position.
I wave my hand towards the group to like follow suit.
I'm
Okay.
gonna check the
Real quick,
passageway on
here.
the right.
Real quick, I take the mummy toy.
The
I wanna-
mummy toy. Hold on one sec. I heard what you said. I just not sure what that was. So, what do you mean the mummy toy?
The 6-inch mummy that was in the room.
The figurine?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, the one that looks like the statue we came across.
No fun, no Blimsky, stuff like
I'm
that.
gonna
That
go
one.
peer down the hallway on the right.
Great, real quick. Definitely wasn't a mummy.
Oh, it wasn't?
No, it was
not.
just a lifelike toy of the statue. It was painted and everything.
Oh, I just heard arms crossed and I thought mummy.
Don't know what that means. Anyway, Isaiah, what were you saying?
I'm gonna go peer down the hallway on the right.
All right. So as you note the same kind of position against the wall, peering down, you note that directly down, you can see that the kind of the clay floor goes down into water. You can hear it dripping, and from your location, you can hear very, very loudly the chanting going on in whatever the room is ahead of you. You note looking down, you can see very clearly there's a light coming out of it. You see three metal bars kind of coming out of the water and into the ceiling, as you could see kind of a passageway blocked off by those. What you could see beyond it, just from where you are, thanks to how well lit it is kind of a small kind of altar of some sort that's floating in the middle of a larger room that just seems to be covered in water. You're not really sure how deep the water is or how much is in it, and you're not sure how large the room is, but you can see from where you are an altar of steps leading up to kind of a larger altar with something sitting on top of it.
From where I am, do I see any kind of mechanisms near the bars or anything?
From where you're positioned, you don't see anything near the bars, no.
Hmm. Well, I go over and relay that to Zalf and the party.
Cool. So at that point, is anybody else going to do anything in the room or take anything or anything of that sort?
Can
Wait,
one of
so
you lads grab the bat guano?
yeah, that and then what is the toy actually?
It's a Strahd and a wolf. Forward.
Oh, sick. Wait, could have sworn. Also, the 6-inch thing is Strahd. That's sick. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
taking that.
I'm gonna like further go down slowly down the hallway I'm in. Peer in the corner. What do I see?
Uh, really quick, what is left in the room?
Sorry, I'm dying here. Good times. So what's left in the room is, I mean, everything except the fact that, let's see, one of you took the dagger with the rat skull on it. One of you took the astragillum, and I believe did somebody take the Strahd figurine?
I
I did.
believe that was
Okay, so the Strahd and the wolf figurine, and then somebody took the bat guano. So everything else in the room is, let's see, the small mummified hand with the claws, the knife carved from human bone, the small orb that is a creature's eye that's kind of just still staring at you in the corner, a folded cloak made of some type of skin. It looks stitched and stretched. A frog that has been impaled on a stick that kind of looks like a wand. A hag's severed finger. An iron pendant adorned with the devil's face on a 10-foot chain. A shrunken head that looks like the head of a halfling. And a small wooden coffin with a direwolf's tongue inside of it.
Okay.
What's stopping us from taking it all? Technically nothing, as they are trinket level at best. You probably could take all of them. Would you want to take all of this stuff? I'm not sure.
Oh.
I guess I'll take the coffin then.
Wait, all of them are trinket level?
No, most of them are trinket level. The weapons are still normal. The clothing is still normal. And then things of size like, but you could probably put a 6-inch tall figurine, a hag's finger, and a bag full of bat poop in a bag and not have it be overweight. You know, just understand that the inventory system is still kind of realistic in terms of I'm not going to keep it hard pressed to silly mechanic rules if it makes sense. But nah, you probably can't put everything in one bag.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to the frog wand and the cloak. I want to look those over.
A cloak made of flesh?
Indeed, it is. So, as you note the folded cloak, it's very neatly sewn. You note that it's a bit stiff, but you imagine it would still act like a normal cloak. The stitching is a bit rough, could be of better ilk. It seems like it might have been more amateur made, but it seems long enough with a hood to be of some type of use. You do note that it smells not great. It has a very peculiar smell, and it's noticeable when around about 5 feet. The desecrated frog has just been splayed and put onto a stick of some sort. Again, looks very much like a wand.
Alright. I'm gonna pick up the frog on the wand. Do I notice anything else about it? Or is it just a frog splayed out on a wooden stick?
You note that the stick itself seems to be oddly carved, meaning it doesn't seem like it was just pulled off something and used. It looks like someone actually took the time to whittle a stick down to almost a perfectly round point, and sharpening it very slowly until it's perfectly rounded up to a tip. Um, that sends a bit of a shiver down your side to note that somebody actually carved this piece of wood that they then used to cut open a frog and impale him with. You don't notice any magic of any sort coming off of it, but you do notice there is something peculiar with it when you hold it. You're not quite sure, but more so the stick than the frog itself is kind of giving off a sort of aura.
Uh, I'm gonna try to investigate this stick a bit more. Would I have to give a check or?
So to investigate further on, you wouldn't actually need a check. I'd kind of need a check. I need to, in terms of how so you want to check. Are you investigating it? Are you trying to do Arcana check? Like what check specifically would do you think you want to make?
Examining a peculiar aura. So, hmm. For now, I'll do an investigation check.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for that.
Okay.
Is he just like looking at the stick, the impaled frog, super closely?
Yes, he is. He's looking at it within an inch of its life.
What is like as I go down the hallway? What
I
is
mean, oh, go ahead.
I was asking him. I will walk down the hallway, peer in the corner. What do I see?
Nothing yet because I'm still working on this thing right here. So, oof.
Yeah.
So as you investigate closer, you can still feel something's off about the stick, but you can't really figure out what it is. There's just something about it.
Uh, just
That
seeing him.
said, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna I don't know, like seeing him investigate. I just asked, "What are you doing?"
Something about the stick is off. It's carved, but it gives off some sort of feeling. I can't put my finger on it.
The stick?
Yeah.
If I look a little closer down the passageway, can I see further into the room from where I am?
Mm.
Now, being sure not
I
to
mean,
touch the water.
if you if you just moved, so moving down. So at the edge
Like,
of the pool you're standing. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
like just squinting my eyes to see as far as possible.
Yeah. So let me see. I'm gonna zoom out for a sec. So we have roughly. So that would be there
Made an arrow.
and here and there and then here, there, and that would go there. There you go. So from your position looking out into the water, you can see clearly the what the altar looks like from your area. It's just three kind of stone shapes built up on itself with the altar at the top. You could see from the top whatever the altar has on it. There seems to be um, from where you are maybe a candle. You're not really sure what else. You note, surprisingly, you can hear chanting in the room, but from where you can see, there's nothing in the room outside of water, the altar, and you could see something further on, but you're not quite sure what it is. It looks like a mound of some sort, just a pile of junk.
And looking at the water, does the water look polluted or anything?
No, it's moving. There's what seems to be a bit of a breeze, so it's at least either fresh water coming in from somewhere else. You're not really sure where from where you're standing, but you don't notice any odor or any stillness in it.
All right, so it seems like naturally flowing water.
Coming in from some area, yeah.
Hmm. Well, I'm gonna go back and join the party since there's no way further here, and again relay to them what I've seen through the path through the bars.
All right. So as this is going on, you as you're leaving, you slowly start hearing the chanting begin again. This kind of makes you turn around quickly, and the chanting goes away. But again, reluctantly, as you move back to the party, the chanting starts again. Again, the entire party could hear very loud in a common tongue. He is the ancient. He is the land. Repeatedly.
So I'm gonna look, but I'm gonna look back down a passageway with my mirror, so I'm not looking directly at down the passageway. Yeah, just to see if that changes anything.
As you kind of peer around with the mirror, you don't notice anyone there. You just hear the chanting.
I'll just throw it away. Well, it's worth a shot.
I have to go down further, south.
Okay. Um.
And I'll join them.
Yeah, I'm about to. Yeah, I'm pretty much gonna make everybody join him in a second. Oh wait, let me just real quick.
So checking with the party, someone certainly has the bag on that we needed, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So as you head down the other passageway, you note it kind of winds itself back a little bit into what seems like a kind of a deeper alcove by itself. As you continue to travel down, it opens itself up. It doesn't open itself up for that. That would be bad. It opens itself up a bit more. You could see it leading into, surprisingly, some sort of chamber with each
Hmm.
part of the chamber being kind of another area. I'm just going to assume, just looking around, you note that in this area you see shackles hanging on the wall, some with bits of just pieces of what you can imagine as dead skin, other things, bone shards beneath them, and different piles of blood, gore, and other things of that sort in nature. Um,
Will there happen to be any fresh shackles that did not seem used?
no, not that you can tell. There is, however, a body still kind of laying under a pair of shackles, still kind of shackled one to the feet.
Let's go
Is it
investigate
dead?
that.
So does it look like it's gonna spring up at us?
That I didn't know.
I'll actually close the
Actually that's kind of a foolish question. It is a dead
Yeah,
body,
that's fine.
I have to go
but
like
out of
at
what
safe
we see,
distance. Investigate it.
oh,
You want?
so
I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I'm gonna make sure I'm not in front. By the way,
You're making sure you're not in front.
Party.
Okay. So Exalt is going to.
I'd like to see the bottom of this room actually, and not get near that body. The bottom of this area. That's off screen right now.
What do you mean, like here?
Like I want to look around those places
Oh, okay.
and look for
S-
anything like I'm looking for anything like a mechanism. See if they can do something about those bars.
got you. So, looking around, you don't note anything other than the shackles being placed in each area. There is a kind of a strange thing going on that you can hear. It seems to be a weird ringing noise. It's very slight, but you know it's there. Some of you are kind of like playing with your ears, trying to figure out if it's just your imagination, but you do kind of note that each of you looking around who are near each other is probably hearing it too. You're just not sure until you kind of lock eyes and realize there's a small ringing sound happening around you. Um, from where Lucian stands looking around the shackles and walls, it doesn't seem that there's anything really out of place. Um, from at least the level of investigation occurring. Uh, Back at where the rest of the team is, Exalt is investigating and examining the body, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, go ahead.
As he heightened his senses, focusing focus on the body.
He gets up and it's just like Nemesis or something.
Oh boy.
Thank goodness that was a bad. We rolled it wrong. Hella freaking
What I
weird.
fucked up on.
Well, be God you did.
What I fucked up on.
Right?
Oh.
No, you put two D's.
Oh
Yo,
shit.
yo, you just scared skin of your teeth. Be praise the gods, man.
14.
Much better.
Would I to my investigation would I realize?
So, looking the ow, looking the body over, you note that the ringing sound seems to come from the body.
Okay.
You kind of start looking over just the blood splather and different garments and whatnot, and you notice your ear kind of leads you to the body's hand. As you kind of look, you note there's a small gold ring on their right ring finger.
Oh god.
Um, you're not 100% sure, but you're pretty sure that the ringing sound you're hearing is coming from the ring.
Hmm. Well, guys, what do you think we should do, guys? Touch it or not touch it?
Well, I'm not there, so.
To try to sanctify it as I bring out my Bible and say a quick prayer over the body.
I feel slowly reach out and like remove the But first of all, what type of humanoid is this? Is it like a human, elf, orc? What type of body is it?
So based on the mutilation, it's hard to tell. From what you can see, it was at least humanoid. Based on height, weight, it could be a human, elf, or half elf. You're not entirely sure.
Okay. I'm like slowly remove the ring while I keep my eyes dead straight on the body. Does anything happen?
So as you go to remove the ring, nothing notable happens except that once the ring comes off of the body's finger, the ringing just stops. It just
Hmm.
it goes silent, and you are holding a small gold ring with no real insignias or any indication. It just seems almost if you're comparing it to something like a wedding ring, just a gold solid band.
Hmm.
Hmm.
What has some? I'm not gonna
So
put it
that's
on.
it's a
Hmm.
wedding ring.
Some sort, yes. Probably this man was married, or
Happen after I sanctify the
Could
course.
could that be one of the family members?
does it look does the body look more masculine or feminine? What's it say?
Uh, it looks more feminine. Again, not 100% noticeable.
Hmm. I believe this could be the wife.
But we get a feeling that it's more so feminine.
Yeah.
Oh, we found the body of the Duchess.
Oh, look at the ring itself. Do you see a name engraved or anything?
He said there was nothing engraved inside of it. As I double check, is there?
No, there's nothing written inside of it or on it. It just seems to be a solid gold band.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm putting my on my pockets and get my is the chains made out of is the chain sturdy or like
Oh,
easy
oh,
breakable?
The chain?
Yes.
What chain?
On the
Oh,
body's feet.
the shackles.
Yes.
So basically, looking over the shackles, they do seem kind of worn, not really rusty, but they still are fairly thick. It doesn't look like something that's going to easily come off.
Mm.
um,
Oh, I
Zal,
turn back looking at
Zal,
the my
Zal,
bad.
give me 1 second of your time. So can I see that ring for a second?
Sure.
And I'm gonna take out the rings I got from the jewelry box upstairs. Do they look the same or similar?
They don't. The rings you got from upstairs are much more extravagant. They seem like something a noble would wear, whereas the ring that you found downstairs is just a solid gold band. There's nothing extravagant or luxurious about it. It
Ah,
seems pretty simple, actually.
well, it was worth a look. And I hand Zal back the ring.
I turn back towards to barbarians, ask them if they can help us remove the chain, the shackles, not chain shackles. Gaston and Vimic, would you be a deer?
You want me to
Solid.
do what now?
Help remove the shackles so you can finally put the rest of the bodies. Okay, so that's the last one we need. That's the last one we needed. Thank you very much. I assume strength check.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna ask Vimic to like remove the remove the
Alright,
shackles.
I'll help. Since I'm helping, I just roll with her, right?
Yeah, you would roll together.
Okay.
That ain't it. Now it's it. Damn, that took a second. Wow. So, as both Vimic and Gaston, and subsequently Exalt, all start mashing away with weapons on this
Oh
this
god.
this one metal shackle. It easily snaps off and just drops to the ground. Uh, Based on just the amount of damage you did, the wall also breaks off and a piece of that falls to the ground. Upon the shaking rubble of the room, Lucian notes from the corner of his eye a strange happening across or behind him. One of the walls seems to, in the shaking untundra of these figures hitting things, kind of popped a bit. It seems almost as if the wall's not connected to the other walls.
I want to go over to that
I don't
wall.
I don't see this, right?
No, you don't notice it. Lucian only notices it based on proximity. The rest
Oh,
of you are too busy beating the shit out of a wall.
all of
I'm,
us.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go over to that wall. I noticed.
So as you kind of start looking around the wall, you note that just the frame of the wall is somewhat different in proximity to the rest of the wall. Um, you start kind of just feeling around it, and you kind of hear the strange clicking noise. You see the wall kind of stop and then press back, almost as if it waiting for something. What do you do?
Uh, you guys
Like,
see
where,
the
where is this wall on the map exactly?
Let me move your character to it. Give me one sec. Where's Lucian? So you
I'm
would
just
be
gonna ask to say,
right here.
what is the point of this?
All right. So, hmm, I'm gonna be light and tap the wall with my short sword.
Okay. So as you kind of tap on the wall a bit, you can hear another clicking noise, and you just kind of hear a snap. With that, you note the wall kind of falls forward more so than kind of moves as a door. It's just kind of collapses forward in itself, kind of going out into the rest of the room in front of you.
I throw
It-
my hand on my gun and stare forward confidently.
okay. This kind of opens up the room entirely to you, and that you can see just across it. There's just this like large, and I'm gonna just zoom out. There's just this very large open area, and for some reason, as you kind of look around the corners and whatnot, from where you're standing, you can note there's a switch that kind of guards the portcullis or the metal bars that are locking the other entrance.
Huh.
You also notice from your there's kind of a corner where, for some reason, the wall has been destroyed, and there's just this weird mound of things. You're not really
Oh,
sure what it is. You're just kind of looking, and from where you are, you could see clothing and pieces of wood and
oh,
just
dwarf.
weird things floating in the water next to it. You notice again that because you're looking into the room, there's no more chanting. It has completely ceased. You just get an eerie feeling that the room is restless as the water's moving, even though you can't tell where it's coming from.
Lads, you want to come and see this?
Mm. Okay. I guess one more tug and we should be good. Remove his body. So I attempt to
So,
get into the.
I'm gonna. Hmm. I'm gonna toss like a pebble out into the room. Does anything happen?
So as you toss a pebble into kind of just the room, it bounces off the stone, just walkway before just falling into the water. You don't notice anything except that as the pebble hit the water, it's clear that from the way the water's rippling, that the water's not very deep, probably only about 2 inches, maybe.
So it's only like surface level.
That's what it seems from the experiment. So as this is occurring, you know a loud sound to your north, kind of a clamoring. You can hear kind of a scream. Um, from just the voice, you can tell it's Job, as you hear kind of a shuffling coming from the north. Um,
Like up back where we came, or in that room.
oh no, just back where you came. So from kind of around the darkened corners, coming into the well-lit room, you can see Job approach you all from the north, kind of holding his side and breathing unconventionally hard. He has kind of glassy eyes looking over the entire party as he says, "Welp, you missed a few of them. I almost had my spine sucked out by a grick. Mm,
A what?
grick. It's kind of a fleshy bag of things and it eats, well, things. Yeah. Good to note, I'm fast on my feet, but I wouldn't go back up there. Good to see you too. As Job kind of points to Jotun's abs and smiles, I've missed those quite a bit. I'm sweating. This is awful. What are you all
Jove, my
doing down here?
Jove,
So
my
the
boy, do
last
you need first aid?
No, no. Luckily enough, I've managed to just maneuver. It seems the old fighting isn't what it used to be. So I'm managing. I did manage to find something. It turns out that there's crypts above, and from exploring, most of them are empty. Um, so I imagine we have bodies, and now we have crypts to fill. Say, you didn't happen to come upon what was that?
we did find a body. We believe to this be only Miss Stursis based off
You
this ring.
you see Joe kind of look at Exalt, and then kind of look over to the body. Dead things. Great. Certainly.
And we found that bat guano from earlier.
Perfect. So we can, I suppose, take the bodies to where they're supposed to go, and then send them on their way. Uh, have you noticed the house? Oh, I don't know, changing.
Changing?
No.
What do
Yeah.
you mean by
So
changing?
I was on the first floor, and the bodies were creeping me out a bit. Doing some research, and I walked up towards the third floor, looking for where the attic was, trying to remember where you had run off to, and uh, I know that on the second floor, the armor was kind of just standing in place, like it never moved at all.
What?
Exactly. Once I saw that, I kind of hightailed it up and then down here because uh, as I moved room to room, there was, I don't know, a weird feeling, a kind of sound coming from the house and the walls just shifting. So here we are.
Wait, you said you found the armor standing there like they never moved. The one on the third
Precisely.
floor was it still there?
Third floor was there, I'm afraid, staring a little differently than before, almost as if it was goading me into attacking it again, telling me to bring it, if you would. High time we head out. Strange we find a basement in the attic.
I look towards Lucy and ask him, "Do you still have scraps in your hand?"
I turn and look to Kester. Do you still have those scraps from the other armors?
Yeah, let me just check my bag real quick. Are the scraps there?
So in checking your bag, you note that the scraps are indeed still in your bag.
Ooh,
Oh,
yep, still here.
so then a few of the armors must not be there then, or did they just?
Did you
Hmm.
count 5
Job
armors on your way up?
Job kind of shrugs and then looks over to Bennett. Oh, there were certainly 5. There were the one on the third floor and the 4 on the second floor.
How about the one with the pike
Mm.
or spear?
4 with spears, wolf heads on them.
I think we're focusing a little too much on these details.
This is
I
a
think
sign
I think we should finish
to.
what we're doing.
This is a sign.
Job kind of shrugs and nods. Whatever, I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
Once we
let's
get
take this
rid of these
body.
bodies, I think I've had my fair share of haunted houses.
Agreed.
So everyone who along, let's pull. Let's take this out, please.
So
Uh,
before we head
Really?
I want to kind of again peer into that room. Do I see anything like particular on the altar or of interest?
from the close proximity, you can note that there is a knife on the altar. It seems to be almost a porcelain or pristine white knife, almost glowing.
I
Really?
oh, I want to
Well,
check
lads,
real.
I don't think that's worth it.
I want to check real quick. Do we still hear the chanting?
You don't hear the chanting anymore.
When the wall
You
collapsed, lad, the chanting stopped.
you hear a very for some reason it seems almost in your head, but you hear a trickling of water, just growing louder.
Okay,
Oh,
we're confirming with bodies right now.
I dislike that sound. How about we grab that body and head back
Yeah.
up?
I
We
would
have
like
to
to
warm a
check
chuckle,
the
right?
children's room.
All right,
You don't mind.
let's wrap it in the animal skin.
Right.
So as you begin to wrap the body in the animal skin, as you turn around, kind of focusing on that, you begin to hear the chanting again, very low and slow, just right behind you, almost as if it's just right on your neck. You can almost feel the breath of someone saying, "He is the ancient. He is the land."
I immediately turn around.
Hearing this, what we all hear this, right?
You all hear this, yeah.
Okay. I'm getting tired of this chanting. Are we really not going to do anything about this?
As Lucian turns, you note back in the main area with the water that upon the altar, the kind of desk area has notably enough not changed, but you notice that it seems to be carved to look like goblins kind of being torn apart, being grasped from their ankles by ghouls. You also note the amount of just blood and dried kind of sediment all over it.
So I'm gonna keep my eye on the altar as I back away from the entrance and say, lads, you may want to hurry that up.
Backing away from the entrance, you note that the altar kind of seems, for some reason, to be getting bigger.
Wait,
The
what?
farther you get away, the larger it seems to get.
Lads, the progress on that wrapped body.
I believe we're almost done.
Notably
And
enough, oh, go ahead.
I'll hold my place to see if it gets any bigger from where I'm standing.
It doesn't change at that point, but you do note that the chanting starts again. Peering out into the room, you don't notice anything, but just from the stone walls, you can feel just the acoustic reverberation of just the sound and the chanting. He is the land. He is the ancient. Over and over, again and again. This isn't a loud sound, but it does sound like there are at least 12 to 15 people chanting this all at once. And you're clearly looking into a room that is empty. With a little, or with a bit of time ending, the others managed to wrap the body up. You can see Job kind of pensive. All right, we have the three bodies upstairs, plus this one.
Yes.
Plus, he kind of shrugs. Wait, I went back downstairs with the three bodies, and this one. Shouldn't there be?
The baby. The
He,
baby.
he kind of shakes his head. Where's the baby?
Fuck.
Holy shit.
If the dry altar is anything to go off of, I would say the child may not be in one piece.
Job kind of nods as he walks towards the altar area where Lucian is and kind of peers out. Ah, that's a grisly scene. What's in there?
We don't know.
I'm not quite positive.
Hmm. Well, I guess it's best to leave things we don't know alone. He kind of peeks around the corner and looks around at the altar. Hmm. He peeks back and starts walking towards the north. All right. I guess it's time to. He kind of shrugs and starts looking around. Hmm. How many people were in that painting upstairs?
5.
And there's only 4 crypts.
One of them was
He
the
ca-
baby.
He nods his head. There's way more than 4 crypts. Walking past here, I saw at least 8.
So there's the 2 kids, the wife and father, the housemaid, and the baby. What would even be the 8th?
What? Wait, what other figures did you see in the painting?
Job kind of starts rubbing his chin, kind of playing with his stubble a bit. There were definitely the kids, because, well, we talked to them. Hmm. There was the father. He was hanging in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
I lost.
This is likely.
He kind of looks over. I lost track of the rest. I was too busy dealing. He looks at Jotun, the mother.
This is likely the mother.
He kind of shrugs. I can't tell. Maybe. Did you find the girl?
The housemaid.
He nods.
No. No luck finding a body of hers.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. We found the two children. We found the father. What was the body upstairs in the chest?
That
Joe
was
kind
the
of looks
housemaid.
around.
That was the nurse maid, I think.
The nursemaid.
He
Okay.
smiles. Oh, you found her. Okay, so that's where I left you. I was downstairs. What'd you do with that body?
We brought it downstairs to the rest of them, didn't we?
That's right. That's right. That's right. We did.
Hmm.
We quickly went down, and put it with the rest of the bodies, then went back up.
He kind of
That's
starts.
right. Right.
You kind of see Job kind of shrug a bit and get confused. There weren't 4 bodies when I was down on the first floor.
Right.
Well, I have a photograph of them.
Well, we certainly opened the chest on the top floor, and then before venturing down, we advised it'd be better to bring it back to the first floor, and it's not there.
Unless it was there when I was missing, I could have sworn you brought all of them back to me. Well, regardless, we have to figure out what to do with this one, so we might as well start going back and, I guess, figuring this thing out. He seems kind of perplexed, like sincerely not sure what's going on.
So, taking a deep breath, Lucian's going to peer into the room to the south. See if he can distinguish what that mass quite is from here. Gotta check. Hello.
Jay muted?
Um.
Is he muted?
What happened?
Oh,
Me?
I thought you muted for a sec.
Oh,
Oh
because
no. Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
asked if that was a check.
Oh no, it's not. Mainly because of the proximity. From your distance, you could see that there's sediment. It looks like clothing, fabric of some sort. You're not really sure what. You definitely see wood and just stone, but there's other things kind of piled in that you can't really make out just because of the proximity you're at. You do know for some reason that the entire wall has been shattered around it, and you are slowly seeing that whatever broke the wall or however the wall broke, what's happening behind it is allowing water to slowly pour into the room.
So it looks like something destroyed the wall where that stuff is,
Yeah, it just looks.
and that's where the water is seeping in from.
Yeah, and it also looks from your angle that it's just like a mound of something, like something fell or it's just something's collected there.
Like something collapsed, maybe.
It could be. Again, you're not close enough to really distinguish.
Yeah, it would be easy if I could just walk over there and look straight up, but I'm not taking that chance. So I'm gonna just go ahead and rejoin the party.
You see
Okay.
anything?
A giant, mess. I can't discern whether or not it was. Well, there's a break in the wall in that pile of rubble. I'd guess something collapsed, but looking throughout the house, I'm not certain there's anything like that.
Did you
I'm
look
just not
further?
certain. Well, I'd rather not, given the state of that room. Additionally, the altar was growing and shrinking as I moved closer and farther.
That would be how perception works.
Well, you can be my guest, young man.
Wait, was it growing was it going up and down?
As I
Like
backed further away, it grew in size.
I think she leave right now. Post haste.
So Job, looking up to Exalt, kind of nods. Yeah, that's what I'm getting as well. As he slowly starts making his way north.
Yeah, but I'm
Um,
following.
so as Job kind of starts making his way back out north, he immediately stops and just kind of freezes. You immediately can hear, just almost as if somebody, or as if it was right next to your ear, you all start slowly hearing the sound of a baby crying.
Oh God.
You're not really sure where it's coming from, but you could certainly hear just an infant slowly starting to cry, kind of just mothering at first before growing in just this just intense kind of anger before just screaming. It
Where
is a
is this
little
coming from?
strange. I'm sorry.
What direction is this coming from?
You're not really sure. It just sounds like it's right next to you. You could discern just from kind of Job standing around looking and just the fearfulness that you could see as he's kind of in front to the north. He slowly turns around
Well,
and
I'm
just
not too.
continues to look left and right. He kind of looks over to Satero and just shakes his head. I think
Eating
that's
on fighting a baby.
he just like looks at you. I think that's baby Walter. But why? He's kind of flabbergasted. You could see Job scratching his head. But why exactly is there a baby crying that we can't see?
I'm gonna move
That's
forward.
Lord. I
Does it
suggest we
get
go check
louder?
the altar.
I'm sorry. What did you say, Sion?
I'm gonna move forward. Does the sound get louder?
Can you define what forward means for me?
Like in what
Uh,
direction?
I'm gonna move eastward. About 10 towards the entryway into the altar room. Does the crying get any louder?
So as you enter the room, you can kind of hear a chanting happening underneath the crying. You know that as you kind of look around the room, the crying does seem to center more on the altar, but you're not 100% sure. You think it's coming from the east, but it can also be coming from a different location. Again, you think it might be coming from the east. The only other thing you can note standing in that kind of doorway looking out is that as the crying persists, the water kind of shakes more as if something's kind of on it making waves. Just gently though, nothing harsh.
Looking backwards towards the party, I just gesture for them to follow me, and I'm going to make my way down. Wait, how far? Moving towards the edge of the walkway, the stone walkway. How far down is the water, the shallow waters?
So
About 2 inches, my boy.
you're looking over. From where you're standing, it's about fully 5 feet down, and the water is about 2 inches from the ground.
Okay. Then I'm going to of course, once I gesture towards the rest of the party to follow me, I'm going to move down southward towards the staircase.
Okay, so I'll just put you at 10, 20. So that's 30. So you'd probably end up there. Before I pull back to the party, as Gaston kind of looks down into the murky waters, you note that from where the water's coming in, it is a fresh source. There's nothing strange about it, but it does become quite murky around the area you're at, almost turning a darker color, as if there's more just sediment in it. You note the crack from where you're standing in the pile far closer than anyone else. You could see that from the pile, there are things sticking out of it that you're not really sure the make or what they are exactly. Um, they just kind of seem misshapen. You kind of get a glimpse of things you may recognize, but when you look at the pile, you don't see anything that you recognize. You're a little nervous at that because the things you see in the pile are just a bony arm and someone's leg sticking out of it. But as you kind of glance over and look at the pile again, it's just wood and beams and dirt, soil. It's a little strange. Going back to the rest of the party, you note Gaston kind of motioned you and then started heading south.
Sure, I'll go ahead and enter the room.
Here we go.
Job kind of looks at all of you and then looks back at the northern kind of like way. What are you doing? He kind of says to you all,
Oh,
I'm gonna
Gaston.
have the entire party step into the room.
Well, we'll likely find the baby here.
Job
If
kind
we
of
can't, if we can't find him within moments, we're leaving.
Job throws his hands up and enters the room as well. Notably enough, I should have made a little icon for Job because it'd be easier for you to actually see where he is. But
I was gonna
now-
ask.
You didn't enter the room?
no, he's there too.
Oh, I thought
He
the party-
immediately kind of just jumps. I'm gonna use the party token to be Job just to use it.
Okay,
Yeah,
All right,
just
yeah,
to,
that's fine.
just to show
That's
you
good.
where he is.
continues.
Where the hell is the party token? Oh, there he is. So this is just gonna be Job. So actually, yeah. So he kind of immediately, or almost childishly, steps into the room and immediately jumps into the pool, making a loud splashing as the water kind of flies up at some of you. He begins splishing around with his boots, kind of singing a bit of a song as he kind of dances in a circle. We're looking for a baby. We're looking for a baby. It's probably dead. Probably dead. As he kind of splishes away, he notes the altar. I'm not looking forward to any of this, you know.
Neither are we.
I can
Let's
agree
go.
with that.
I'll just, I guess, get into the water too.
I'm gonna try to get a running start and jump from the ledge to the altar.
I head southward and try to investigate the bridge.
The running jump from ledge to altar. I'm gonna need an athletics check.
Here we go. Oh, let's rock.
That's good stuff. So you easily leap towards and manage to land on the top of the altar. You're immediately stopped by kind of a strange feeling as you look towards the altar. You can see there on the altar is this just white knife, and this starts a very strange just occurrence as the rest of you kind of look around the room. Uh, you can note that the chanting slowly starts to change a bit, in that there's no longer a chanting of he is the ancient, he is the land. Instead, you kind of hear a whispering chant that just says sacrifice.
I like to step down from the altar.
As you step back down one step from the altar, you can hear it louder, just right on the back of your neck. Sacrifice. You can feel the knife kind of pulling towards you. It's a strange feeling. You step down, and it gets a little easier to leave the altar, but something tells you not to leave the altar, and you just stop there. Notably enough, what is Vimic doing at this time?
Vimic, are you here?
Great, gonna say Vimic's dead.
Oh,
Which,
Vimic's here. Vimic's here.
there we go.
Fade the
Also,
bridge.
what is Jotun doing at this point? Can I check out the middle? Sure, I'll have you approach the altar. How would you like to approach the altar?
Like, would you want to give it a running jump or wade through the water? Or...
Two inches.
Like, yeah, I just jumped for style. And it was quite the jump.
Let's see. Max ankles. Yeah. So it's about 2 inches. 2 inches deep. It's nothing really. Some areas it's a little deeper, but nothing big. I'm just getting in the water. No time for theatrics. Haha. A simple and straightforward. Jotun just gets down into the water next to Bennett and shrugs. Eh.
I follow suit. Head in the water.
Going to head downwards to see what's about the bridge that Gaston's near.
Gaston's actually over here.
Yeah, I'm gonna investigate that bridge and see if I can raise it.
I'm not sure what you mean by bridge, but okay.
Looking,
You're gonna walk into the water. So you note the water does nothing for you. Far too shallow.
Oh yeah, I forget
Uh,
he's so big.
what's name is near me, right? Satero?
Yeah.
yeah,
Give me one sec.
through-
What's Kester doing?
Esther is, I guess, dipping into the water.
All right, so you move down next to Exalt. Go ahead, Carl. Oh, I'm sorry, not Carl. Not Carl. I'm sorry. That was Zion. You asked about Saturo.
I was gonna basically tell him to come look at this real quick and move down like right where the where do you that pole pillar, the center pillar right in front of the pile of what's the name?
What about it?
Yeah,
So
I'm
you're,
gonna look at the
Try not to get my ropes wet, if you don't mind.
as in, you don't want to go in the water.
Yeah, kinda. I'll stay near the water, just not fully in it.
Okay.
What's so
uh,
special about the What's so
I just
special about
want
the pillar?
no, I want to look at the pile of
Okay. Before I enter, I'll just inspect the water for any movement besides the ripples from the party members, so I notice anything else.
Okay.
Like, would I be able to tell if a creature is inside of the water, swimming around, or lurking beneath it?
You don't know anything swimming in the water or lurking beneath the water or anything of that sort. No.
How about
Can I,
You you note that it's only 2 inches deep and it doesn't seem to have anything living in it at all.
Okay, yeah, I'll head over then.
can I investigate the pile of stuff?
You can if are you gonna approach it?
I'm gonna move. How far is it from where I am right now?
So I'd say it's about you have about 5 feet between you, so it's about 10 feet away.
I'm gonna move 5 feet, like keep a little distance from me in the pile and just look at it.
Okay. So from directly standing about 5 feet away from it, you clearly see what looks to be different body parts, just kind of sitting on top of different pieces of wood and just collections of sediment and things. There are a lot of different body parts, so much so that as you blink, just kind of taking it all in, there are no body parts. It's just wood and stone and different sediment. You kind of see the pile shake a bit, but nothing that doesn't that alarms you. As above it, there's also sediment coming down as something shaking. You can feel that above the houses somehow shaking or moving. You can feel kind of just a strange shaking. While this is happening, you kind of note a slamming sound behind you. The chamber locks. As this lock is occurring, you all note from your position you can hear the sound of chanting slowly starting again, over and over. Um, you kind of smell something strange. Um, just this deep smell of just sulfur burning. As you look around, you just hear, "He is the ancient. He is the land." This continues to repeat. He is the ancient. He is the land, until it starts kind of cutting things off. You look around the room and you can kind of start seeing just these weird images trailing you and following along different pathways and shadows. It's a well lit room, but there still manages to be shadows being created by the water. You note now that looking at the water, there's a lot of just deep, dark shadows starting to move towards you and move around. You only notice them out of glancing out of the corners of your eye. As you try to look at a shadow directly, there's nothing there at all. Gaston's starting to note this also with the pile. Within a few seconds, you're immediately surrounded by just
Oh,
these creatures kind of floating in these black robes. You note the robes as the gas and the corpse and the other bodies all were wearing the exact same type of robe. Just this frayed black robe with just engravings on it that you can't really make out. They all sit there floating and faceless. You can't see any type of legs or limbs. They just seem to be shades of some sort. But in particular, beyond the shade, just kind of sitting there, they're all emitting a strange, just smoke, a strange fog that seems to be seeping into the room. Most affected by it are Sotero and Gaston, who seem to be directly in its kind of area. You both begin to feel very sluggish and sleepy. You're not really sure as you don't feel like you're taking any damage, but just inhaling this this gas, if you would, just starts slowly kind of sending you into a bit of a trance. Even with my rag, it seeps through my mask. Were
When
you
we
wearing a
were
mask? When
we
were you
were
wearing?
put it
only in the
on
first floor in that
first
on the
floor.
yeah, I never took it off. Never made
Oh,
mention of
good.
me taking it off.
In that case, then notably enough, no, you wouldn't be affected by
Oh
it.
yeah, let's
Should I,
go.
should I try to back up or no? Is it too late?
You could try to back up again. You're just feeling very sluggish. As you back up, you kind of hear again the chanting. The problem with you backing up, as Job notices, is that as you slowly start to back up, the flesh pile slowly starts to shake. You can hear kind of a strange sound coming from within it.
Seeing this, I'm gonna uh, get over here, hurry up, and make my way back up even further.
What did you say? Can you repeat that real quick? I was lagging.
Come over here, hurry before you they get to
Yeah,
you.
yeah, I'm going to jump in the water and head towards Gaston.
Okay.
And I'm going to draw both my well, I'm gonna just have both my hands on my hand axes ready to draw the second system goes down. I'm gonna
I'll
back
kind
up.
of pull Gaston towards the party and say it's better we stay as a group than cut off. And
Gotcha.
try to make my way towards the party with Gaston.
Okay. So as this is happening, you note the pile kind of starts to move in a very strange and just odd way. You slowly start to hear the chanting starting again. You kind of hear a noise coming from the pile as something kind of shrugs and shakes. You kind of see this thing kind of emerge slowly from it. You note that all the body parts you saw are slowly coming through the sediment
Oh
and
no.
slowly coming through the wood, knocking it to the
Oh no.
side. From the pile, kind of just drips forth this thing, this creature made out of what looks to be human and other types of flesh, kind of stitched together. It
Oh
has
god.
multiple eyes and arms and teeth and limbs and tongues as it kind of just stares directly at Gaston and Sotero. You could see it just as a mass, this massive thing just hanging over you, looking at you. The only thing you can hear from it is the slight sound of a baby's cries as it just kind of
Oh
eyes you with all its
no.
eyes. You can hear the chanting up here around you.
Distance was I able to put between me and that pile of bodies tracking Gaston along?
Yeah, I'm gonna back up.
So
Yeah.
as you grab Gaston and you both kind of make it back, you make it back about 20 feet.
Oh yeah.
You're immediately kind of stunned by the thing kind of just slowly dripping forward. It's not walking, it's not crawling, it's just kind of just dripping. Just this slow, fleshy thing dripping
Oh my
slowly
god.
forward around objects and through them.
Ah, that imagery is awful.
It stops about 5 feet away from you. At this point, it kind of slams its arms down. It looks at Sotero and just whips an arm. It looks at Gaston and whips another arm. You could see there's no rhyme or reason to the arms. It's just, they just are coming out of this mound of flesh.
I'm evaded, or is it not really
Uh,
attacking us?
So as they kind of sling out towards you, I need both of you actually to make a deck save for me.
Okay,
God, it's like an
All right.
amalgamate from Undertale or
fine.
something.
Hopefully he doesn't hit me.
I saw this, right?
You saw what?
I saw the attack coming, right?
Yeah, you saw them shoot at you.
We
Okay,
both did,
so
right?
I have advantage then. Cool.
Um. Oh, okay.
This music is awful. Oh my god.
It's not that bad.
Jersey
Yo,
hears a
man.
cult around a crying child. This isn't
That, that,
bad. Everything's
that,
fine.
said, that said something about Gaston. Like, this ain't that bad.
Okay, thank God you had advantage.
Oh, and that 20. That's great.
So as both of the arms kind of fly forward and sling at you, you're quick enough to jump out of both of their ways. You can see the arms flail and slam down as the creature kind of steers off. From one of its just mouths on the side of one of the eyes, you can hear a baby's cries kind of come forth.
Oh my god.
It's time to put more distance between me and that thing.
Same thing.
I imagine. With that, roll for initiative.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Here we go.
Plan our like, positions since we weren't surprised. Well, me and wait, were we surprised?
I mean,
Gaston.
I would kind of think we were.
I don't
Oh,
think
that
so
one's
because we
silent.
Yeah,
paused
because we were
the
watching it.
attack.
We were looking at it.
I'm talking about getting surrounded by all the things.
Oh, I'm
No,
not talking about that. I'm talking about like the big boss thingy.
Uh,
Because I want to put more distance between me and it.
Hey, so in this planning stage, Kester, how long, how far reaching does your acid splash go? Or who has confidence in their ranged attack?
Acid splash is a skill.
Me.
I'm pretty good, but not
I
that good.
mean, who's confident? Because being first, so I'm likely first. Look at my roll, so I could just ask for anyone's help to do a combo
Oh,
attack.
Bennett's first, you're second.
Oh wow, you beat my roll. Let's go. Well, would anyone who's very confident in their long range capabilities be willing to give me a help action to attack two at once? Or do you have your own plans?
I'm trying to
I'll join you.
figure out what
Okay,
I can
perfect.
do.
So then I'll ask for your assistance and we'll both shoot at the thing.
Unless all the monsters are rolling, that's the
Uh,
initiative turn order.
Oh, cool, you're good. There are no monsters rolling for a turn. Sorry.
this
For
this
some reason, I was
party's
like.
looking crazy.
So, planning stage, you guys good?
Oh, I'm just. You
Yeah, I
can't.
had a question. Yeah, I was asking since we were watching it, would we be like caught surprised? If not, could we position ourselves, me and Gaston?
So at this point, based on the absurdity of the size and chanting, everybody saw it. Everybody is physically aware of its presence.
Cool.
So no one should be surprised by it being there. You may have been surprised initially, but because again you
Uh,
saw it
yeah.
attack, it doesn't matter.
Well, can I position myself towards the back near Lucian, towards the altar in a way, not
Nani?
directly, just like near Lucian, towards like putting more distance between me and that thing.
You would be able to do that on your turn, but your
Oh, okay.
placement should kind of lock.
All right.
Um, just for future
Oh, okay,
reference,
gotcha.
placements are locked if I ask you what you're doing in the room. That's not just for combat though. It matters for other things. But friendly tip. Cool. I think we're good then. Yeah, it would start off being Bennett's turn then.
Okay. So with that said, seeing this, I'm going to take a step east, and as I take that step, I lean down to kind of grab a fistful of water. And as drops start forming, it starts getting colder and colder around me as the drops start to form into ice shards. And one shard in particular rises up as I kick it towards the amalgamation. I cast Ice Knife. Let me... 22 to hit.
Ooh.
But you definitely hit it.
Okay. So that's 10 plus. So, oh, it takes initially 1 damage, and then. Wait. So it takes 1 damage from the shard stabbing into it, and as the shard makes contact, it abruptly explodes into a wave of cold air as it takes 7 cold damage.
You kind of see the creature get hit with this. You see the shattering effect. You can see over its body, it kind of has a moment where parts of it freeze up. You can see a part of it shatter out. Too cold to be anything other than solid. It just shatters, almost like stone. You note that from where you see just like this massive hole kind of open up, the parts of it that are still there are kind of just thawing out, almost as if you expose this inner body heat that's so temperate that it's melting this ice that you formed around it. From there, almost out of the corner of your eye, mainly because you had to throw the knife, you note that there's almost as if you see something swaddled away inside the body. You slowly see flesh kind of appear over it and just cover it up as you kind of see it sling forward, and the flesh mound just kind of goes back to acting like nothing happened.
Something inside of that thing. I'll just look to the rest of the party and just go, try your best to carve away at it. There's something inside. That might be our best
Piercing is what I
chance.
do best.
Carve? Can we burn it?
Whatever works. We just need to break away at its outer shell. With that, I'm going to back up behind Lucian and end my turn.
Okay.
Is the hole from his attack still there, or to close up completely?
It is pretty much all closed at this point. It's almost like this little just thing on his shoulder. You can see, or at least what you can make out from the form as a shoulder. You know where it is because it's still kind of you could still see where the frost burn happened. The flesh never recovers perfectly.
All right.
With that, well, you're up. Lucian and then Sotero and Jotun, please,
Zalf, could you give me a hand, my boy, as I aim my weapon?
Indeed.
I'm gonna aim for the part where Bennett previously hit. Solid. I roll to hit.
Before you roll to hit, pro tip, check line of sight. Because you are not in the place where you can successfully shoot an arrow at something.
Zalf?
As this is occurring, you see the flesh mound slowly start to twist, kind of into itself. You can see the fleshy nature of it bending. You can almost see as it's stretching through. There's muscle attached to it. What was this? First roll is hit. Second roll is damage.
Yep.
All right.
And Zalf couldn't help.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what happened, so we're just gonna skip that part for now, and we'll come back to it when it comes back to it. So as you fire off a shot, you could see that the slug kind of whip around, almost aerodynamically just slamming into the area on its shoulder. You see kind of the flesh tear off. You don't make as big an impact or hole, but you manage to get enough where you can eye just something there. You note that you could hear it peering, the crying. You get a feeling that it's coming from that general area.
Hmm. I don't really have a bonus action to throw, so that'll be my turn.
All right. As the flesh mount slowly recovers again, it slowly starts to make its way forward. It kind of slops around, its massive body just kind of filling up a space to the west. You can see it kind of slide forward, and all of its eyes are just peering at Sotero. You can see them looking directly at you and then wildly shifting left and right quickly, and then right back to you. Somewhat unnerving. What do you do?
Going to immediately back away, heading towards the altar. I'm going to head towards Lucian. I think that's 10 feet, if I'm not mistaken.
Roughly.
Yeah. I'm going to investigate the stairs to ensure that there aren't any traps or any, footholders I can set off.
How would you do that?
Just looking at the ground and notice,
Uh, you don't notice anything from the steps that would tell you there's anything trapped or any danger from them.
understood. Carefully and cautiously, I'm going to step on the altar and head towards that item.
You approach an altar. You can see again, it's kind of covered in dried blood and just filth. It seems to be ghouls carved out of some type of stone, grabbing and dragging down and tearing apart the goblin. Upon it, you see a candle. Next to a candle, you can see a what looks like a child's skull, and you see a white glistening knife sitting right in front of you. It's a nice knife. It's a beautiful knife. As you kind of look at the knife, it makes you want to, it makes you want to stab Lucian in the neck.
Okay, I'm gonna
Go ahead and make a Constitution save for me.
That's great. Okay. All right. Please, 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 please. Hell yeah, it's an 8.
You seem kind of nervous. You turn towards Lucian, looking at him, um, almost just staring at him.
You do good, Sotero.
This knife is on my mind. I think this place I need a break or rest.
Do you
Um,
need something?
no, am I? I can't thoughts into words. Um, avoiding the knife. Um, I'm going to try to sanctify the skull, saying a quick spray over it. Will that be my action?
So I'm not going to make that your action because I don't know why you're doing it.
I went to oh, it's gonna come later, but I'll just do that for now. And I'll play into what I do later. Afterwards, I'm going to walk away from the knife and try to get my thoughts into order, heading towards Luciana. um,
So getting 5 feet within Lucian, you start to think about that thing he said before about your family,
he said
and that
something
thing
about my
he said
family.
about your father.
Nani?
What? Um, well, I'm sure it wasn't any bad spirits. I think it was in good faith. I'll just drive those thoughts out of my head and try to focus on the task at hand as I'll just put some distance between me and Lucian and head like at least another 5 feet away, south eastward 5 feet. Yeah, that's good. And I'll bring out a crossbow since it instantly loads, and I'll aim a crossbow bolt at one of the eyes that was peering at me.
So surprisingly enough, you just reload it. It doesn't instantly reload, but
Okay.
I get it. That said, go ahead and do your thing.
The hit and damage will do. Do 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 no. Oh, forgot. 16 to hit, 12 damage. That's
Thanks
I
for
guess
that. 16 hit, 12 damage.
I'll aim at the eye closest to me, I guess, or in my range of sight or line of sight.
So as you fire at the creature, you kind of see the arrow just hit it. Below an eye, you kind of hear a strange gurgling noise as the arrow or the bolt is sucked into the creature. It just kind of looks at you. You immediately see an arm fire out. It's just a split second too late. Go ahead and make a dex save for me.
God, okay. This is good. Very cool. Since I see it, do I have advantage? No.
You don't have advantage for seeing it. No.
Okay, that's fine. Please, 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 please. 11.
So as you go to react to it, the arm kind of grasps as it goes directly in front of you. The mass of just flesh tears itself apart around you, and you can see bones stretching out of it as fingers kind of grasp at you, forming a fist and dragging you back. The rest of you see as this thing just sucks Sotero directly into it, forming around it, all eyes looking inward and just stretching as hard as it can to tear its flesh and just fall in front of you, creating this massive wall. You can just hear it beating. Doof, 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 doof,
I'm gonna
doof.
call out to say no.
You could just hear this kind of sound beating. Sotero's completely gone and engulfed. But the creature no longer has eyes. It's kind of just this weird shell of flesh. It almost looks phallic in nature the way it's standing there, just sitting there. With that, Sotero's turn ends, and
Need a
Jotun
hero.
looks on.
Need a hero. Need a Vimic.
So you kind of see this creature sitting in front of you. This just flesh. It looks somewhat different. It's smoother now. Again, somewhat phallic the way it's kind of shifted. It sits in front of you. It's not moving, and it's no longer looking gelatinous. It's much more solid. You're not sure what's going on, but you no longer hear the sounds of crying, and for some reason, the chanting has ceased. You just kind of see this very sad scene of these creatures hovering and staring at you as you look down this thing. I rush towards the almost phallic monster. Oh, okay. To try and reach inside of it and pull out Cetero. Okay. Um, Go ahead and do your thing. How do we plan on accomplishing that?
An athletics check? It seems like a feat of strength kind of thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I meant more how you were gonna do it rather than what you were gonna roll, though. But yeah. But yeah. For any action Jotun does physically as a strength check, any action you do in terms of weaponry is just your normal weapon check we talked about. Just remember that to get used to, like, you're always gonna, like, you're athletic checking probably 90% of the time.
It'll be a super athlete.
Especially if you get creative with the environment and stuff. But at that point, proficiency bonuses are silly.
Let's say, just for an example scenario, if I wanted to jump down from a ledge and swing and kick an enemy, what kind of role would that be?
What was the first part?
Say I'm on a higher point of I'm on a higher leverage.
Oh, and you're
There's
kicking it
somewhere
down?
there's somewhere and there's an enemy below me and there's somewhere where I could grab and swing to kick them.
That would also be an athletics check.
I figured.
Yeah. Acrobatics checks are basically for dodging, things of sleight of hand nature, figuring out traps and mechanics to things, anything that's dexterity based. But athletics is anything physical based. So anything grunting, jumping, climbing, pushing, moving, grappling.
That's why.
And checks just fall into range of what you want to do in general. So when you start telling me what you want to do, it just falls in check territory. How much action would it use to grab the knife to cut the monster open after? That would not be. That would be a full action, and you would have to roll on the knife and hope that the knife can cut the monster open. So yeah, that would just be a full action. Like, everything's just an action, literally. Bonus actions only exist if you have them. You literally can move or perform something on your turn. The something doesn't matter.
You
It's
could
just, it's an action. It's whatever you want to do with it. The rules will govern how I let you use it, but you can do whatever.
you certainly could ask Vimic for a hand.
Yeah.
The only reason the thing with me and Zalf didn't work because he's in a bad spot.
So as long as the turn exists and you're within, well, that's the other thing. You have to be within range. If it's somebody who has ranged attacks, I'm not gonna nitpick that. But if you're saying, "Hey, I want you to help me stab this person," and they're like 20 feet away from you, nah, that's not happening. They need to be within 5 feet of range to actually physically help you. Flanking is again something that's happening, so you can flank as well. Enemies can flank you as well. So just again, there's rules for flanking somewhere. I can't remember where they are, but I wrote them and I put them up for you.
Oh, nice. We're doing flanking this time.
Let me see.
Flanking is like advantage on back attack or something.
Uh, it's pretty much. I actually don't remember, but I have it. Give me a sec. Because I modified it for something.
So, Yolan, you gotta roll an athletics check. That's what you gotta do.
Yeah. That's weird. Where did I put it?
I'll let the dice be with you. For assistance in yanking your deer terror out of there. About how tall is the creature?
Based on just comparing it to Vimic, who's I believe 7'6", the creature is slightly larger, not too much. You could probably estimate 8 feet, maybe 8'1" or 2. The problem is that you also remember that in its more gelatinous form, it was bigger, about 10, 12 feet.
Oh, okay. It can like vary.
Yeah, but that's what your estimation would be looking at it. We're gonna get the kid out of that thing. Your axe looks pretty sharp. It might be able to gut it up. I'm just gonna read Jotun as a cheesy 80s character.
Oh my god! Oh god, I'm gonna love that. I'm gonna love
You
that.
just
Oh
gotta,
my god!
let me know if it sucks. I don't care. Yeah. I haven't figured out Mimic yet, so like whenever
Oh, a
Jay,
cheesy
whenever
80s
you want to
action
jump
movie
on the
character.
mic, let me know because
Cheesy 80s action movie character.
just like flexing the arms. I don't know. I just got like a tall person thing. Like, fine, let's hurry this up. The sight of that creature is disgusting. It's like, damn straight flesh.
So good.
All right,
Oh
cool.
my god.
As
So,
his legs begin to slowly bounce.
right? I guess
What is the double arm?
based on that,
Oh my
you
god.
both in unison charge forward.
The lore.
Just add that up. So that was what, 5, 10, 15. So that puts Vimic at 15 movement on your turn and no action. But yeah, you're rolling for hit and attack.
I thought it was both athletics.
Oh
Pull them
no,
out.
you're right. Are you like what are you? Oh no, one's cutting, one's pulling. So technically, if we're doing it that way, Vimic is rolling for hit and then attack, and Jotun is rolling athletics to pull and grab.
Okay, I got it.
Right. You hit. So Vimic quickly just slams his axe overhead. You could kind of see it come down directly on the creature. You could see it kind of distend out as the axe tears up.
Max.
Nah, 2 off max.
You could see it kind of flail a bit. Go ahead and get on in there. Get deep and messy.
Yo man, yank him out, yank him out. Nice! Wow. Wow, this combination was great.
So as you kind of reach in, you feel around. You can almost immediately feel Sotero's armor kind of against you. It's probably the only really solid thing you feel. You're not sure what else to do, so you kind of just yank. You manage to toss Cicero back, slamming into Job, who drops him back. As you kind of knock yourself back, stopping. As Vimic kind of stands there, axe in hand, just staring at the creature. that's roughly about to go apeshit and just start screaming and flailing about. As it does, you could see it go from a very solid phallic shape back down to this blobby form, eyes staring everywhere. It quickly kind of retreats away,
Oh wow, it's
almost,
terrified.
almost back. You could see it kind of twist itself again. You can almost see muscle starting to form in it as it kind of just pushes itself around. You can hear it scream, still in the sound of a child's voice. With that, you two have exhausted yourselves a bit.
Excellent combination attack.
Where are we? Okay, cool. So, with that, Exalt and then Vimic, you have movement, and then Gaston and Kester.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna transform. Like, are you ready for round 2?
The fuck was that?
Somebody's trying to scratch. I don't know.
Scared the shit out of me.
Yo, is Guy, are you like not here?
Oh, no. I am rolling. I am rolling. I'm trying to figure out how to do the combination of attack and dice roll. This is one.
Oh, nat 20. Get that
Great.
damage.
Yeah. Okay.
I have no idea what's going on.
Oh, I was planning on roll to attack. I basically rush since both Sotero and Jobo are prone. I jump in front of them, get one knee, prep my crossbow as I begin chanting Vaima, Maska, Ata. As you see a silver wolf appear next to Exalt next to me, as I aim my crossbow, and once the bolt fires, the wolf charge at bites this exact spot as the bolt hits.
Cool. That the first, then the roll stuff. I was confused as hell while we were rolling. I thought I missed something.
That was a hit.
No, you hit.
Yeah. Okay.
You hit beautifully. Get that damage, man.
How would a 27 not hit?
That's got 28 AC. That's too bad, man.
I mean, I mean that's a crit, so yeah.
Fuck,
Bro,
what the fuck, bro.
Well, that is
That has got to be the saddest thing to ever actually happen in this game.
No!
holy shit.
How?
Oh my
Cannot
freaking
reroll.
God!
This is literally the duality of D&D right here. Like a nat 20 and then immediately 2 1s.
Can you just like get? Can you just say they're 2s? Like, come on.
I mean, no, that's it right there. Do you have a skill that would allow you to re-roll? Like I'm just
No.
going by like I don't.
I wish.
God
Come
damn!
on.
I mean, I get. You know what? I'll be a pal. Since you crit, how about I let you roll for the second damage instead of multiplying it?
Okay, then I'll take that.
Okay.
Very much. So 1 to 1d10.
At this point, just re-roll the whole fucking thing.
Okay, bet.
Yeah,
Please.
just re-roll the whole thing again. That's the second damage. If you crit.
Jesus.
Okay, please. Thank you very much.
How? No, it's the fact that he managed to hit the least amount of damage.
I know, right? Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Now the dice will
Holy
be okay.
crap!
So you hit for 20.
That was. Oh Lord!
Come on,
Wow.
bro.
So as you fire your bolt off, wow, and the wolf crosses, you could see a massive tear like open directly in front of you. Stuck within thousands of corpses and just body parts. You can see bones kind of digging into it. Is just a swaddled up baby kind of staring directly at you. Um, long been dead, but you can still hear it crying out, just staring at you with its just dead eyes. As this is happening, you kind of see the flesh around it shoot forward and just suck into itself. You could see the entire thing disappear as the flesh monster just kind of screams and just rushes directly towards Exalt. Go ahead and make a dex check for me.
Smashing good job, bro.
I'm just loving this music right now. Fucking bitch. I got 10.
So you kind of get hit dead on by the flesh monster. It tosses you down to the ground. You could just really quickly feel the jet as it pushes you back.
Oh wow.
As you kind of get hit directly back, you immediately just stop yourself and realize that it didn't seem to apply too much pressure to you.
Hits like a baby.
Stop. Please don't jinx it.
It just starts kind of thrashing around as it looks at you, and just kind of slumps over.
Guys, I think we're weakening
My
it.
old friend.
A couple more attacks. We should done. The baby is no longer dead.
I hope
So-
Lucian meant that on purpose.
Jay, the Vimic has movement. You have 15 feet if you want to move. If not, I could just pass you.
Oh, I can move.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I'll just put you kind of in lines with him.
Man, what an eventful turn.
All right. So that would bring up Guy, are you moving?
Yes, I like to move away from the creature.
Okay, so
Max speed, 35 feet.
wait, but you move towards the creature to attack.
No, I jump over like yeah. So
Nah, it's still movement though.
okay. So with the limit of my eye, I can move back.
All right, so and that brings us to that brings Gaston and then Kester.
Smashing good job, young man.
Okay, so
Whew.
I'm like 10 feet away from the creature, right?
You are currently. Yeah, you're probably yeah, you're on the cusp. So you could. I'll let you just pick 5 feet to 10 feet because you're right there.
I'll choose 10 feet.
So you kind of stare it down. It's just kind of a glob with eyes looking everywhere and mouths looking everywhere at this point. You can see some tongues lashing. You see a strange flex on it though. The tongues are kind of getting kind of swelled, almost as if it's allergic to something.
Is that it? Okay. With
I mean-
no, I was saying with anything else is gonna happen.
Oh no, you're good.
Okay. With a foot on one of the steps, I say, "Oh, this marks the beginning of another epic story. Aha! Oh, devil spawn, prepare for a fight of your life." And I'm gonna take the alchemist fire and throw it at the beast. I don't know the damage dice for the alchemist fire.
It's a 1d4.
Uh, just 1d4.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you kind of just lob this flask at the mound. It shatters on impact, just exploding. You could see flames just engulf it. It just gets scared. You could see a burning kind of pattern across it. One of the eyes getting kind of caught in the fire because of its fleshy gelatinousness. It's almost like napalm as the fire catches and starts to kind of burn. You can smell just burning decay. You can immediately it hits you. Um, it's almost like just raw meat was left out in the sun for a few months. You're immediately kind of hit with a black smoke as well as the fire kind of goes up quickly because of the oils. It kind of rolls back to the corner screaming. You could see the way it's rolling. It's slamming the fire down into the water. But there's enough damage being done. You can hear the loud screams of a baby. Um, as the baby's screaming, you could kind of hear in the back of your mind just the sound of this young girl. She's reminding you just slowly that Jotun thinks that he's a better fighter than you. And you don't really like that about Jotun. With this being said, you're kind of confused, and your turn ends as you kind of start questioning Jotun's loyalties. This brings up Kester's turn.
Could I drink of a healing potion before my turn ends, or no?
Did you take
That's
an
bonus
act? No, you. That's a action.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah, I'm just gonna.
No, you're good.
If I can move back, I'll just move back then.
You were lost in thought.
Oh, okay, then never mind then. I'll just glare at Jotun. Well, look at Jotun.
Okay.
Like hard look.
So is the mass still on fire, kind of slightly?
The flesh. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just sloshing around in the water, trying to cool itself down. It's more burnt than on fire at this point.
unfortunate. Well, whatever the case may or may not be, I take this opportunity to reach into my bag and pull out a spell scroll for web. Well, this looks like it'll do a little bit of good as I hold it up in front of me and point it towards, well, a 20-foot cube anchored on the walls behind and next to the mass.
Hmm. 20-foot cube anchored directly on him.
On the the wall behind him and the wall next to him. But like, the cube is should
So,
be
so
engulfing him.
here,
Yeah, pretty much about
like
there.
this.
Yeah, I don't know how much 20 feet is actually.
Yeah, I'm measuring it out because I don't have the thingy. Sadly, I did maps backwards, and this was the first one instead of the last one.
Mm, sick.
Yeah, so the thingy exists, just not now. All right, let's see. Look at me like doing things. So we're talking. Yeah, screw it. We'll do that. That'll be fine. We'll overlay it so it just shows us in a little. God, that's disgusting looking. Great.
Wow, makes it look even worse.
Oh, and I keep
Okay.
moving these dudes everywhere. Let me see. So right here is where you wanted it, though, right?
Uh, If I could like push it back further, that so that Gaston's not in it.
Hold on, I'm trying to actually make it. It would technically do that if I'm squaring it right. So
Oh,
you're gonna push it back to. I mean, if you don't want to kill
yeah,
him,
just
you
kind
would
of
push it
like
back here.
making distance. Yeah.
I mean,
So
that's
that is
fine.
yeah, so that's the web. So the creatures in the web. Uh the web is doing things like making it difficult terrain, lightly obscuring, and they're also flammable. So yeah.
That's
It
it.
also has to make
Same.
a go ahead.
No, no, it's just fire, right?
It's flammable.
Oh, never mind.
I was hoping that it would still be on fire, but if it's not, we could just make more fire. Mhm.
He's not
So,
wrong.
yep. And so yeah, if it's when it starts its turn in it, it makes a dex save. On a fail save, it stays there, and yeah, it could just make a strength check against my spell DC, and then it becomes unrestricted. That's a lot
Cool.
of
I'm
checks.
sorry. I'm just literally making spider webs.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I don't care. But like, yeah,
Anyway, okay, cool. Movement, anything in?
um, well, I just kind of stay right. Am I in the gas at all, or is it like seeping down closer?
No, it's seeping down towards you, but it's not enough to bother you.
Oh, so it's not going anywhere. All right, sick. So it's just kind of dissipating before it like does any real damage.
Yeah, it's
All
kind of
right.
just floating above you.
Yeah, I just kind of inch away from it, cause just in case, and look towards everybody else. Well, those are flammable. Do your work. As I just kind of look through my cards for what I'll do next.
All right.
Just
Uh,
shuffling your deck.
so as this is happening, you see kind of the mound kind of thrashing about. It's kind of just caught up and still kind of thrashing. You know that kind of just eyes looking up. The eyes seem kind of sad. This brings us back to Bennett's turn.
Unfortunate.
Huh. Okay, so what I got? 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 What I got?
Wait, is that the baby?
The baby's in that. We pretty much
Oh.
figured out that it was dead by
Oh,
broke
gross.
off. All right, so kind of walking around Lucian, I put both my hands together as a small spark forms between them, and a small like ball of fire starts to form. And as I aim that one hand towards the blob, I'll just call it the blob, it launches as the firebolt begins to take form and become a kind of whitish blue color as it connects. Let me roll to hit on that. Oh boy. Okay. Apparently no other spell but Ice Knife wants to work. So
Yeesh.
Does that mean it fizzles or it misses?
That's
fizzles based
fizzles.
on what happened last time.
Rough.
So
Wait.
Rough.
as your arm kind of just hovers out there, you note the flame kind of just dissipate and grow cold. As you look at your hand,
Swear to God, no other spell wants to work. Alright. I'll move back behind Lucian again. This time, just debating why no other spell wants to work.
okay. Real quick, King. What happens when I move?
Well, when you try to move, you make a dex save. On a failed save, you remain restrained.
Oh, I probably should have made that save. All right, I forgot to.
Oh, that I think it's on your turn.
No, that was the turn. Like I just kind of thrashed and stuff. I
Oh.
wasn't paying attention. Let me just roll that. Actually, now that I think about it, give me one sec.
He's
Sorry.
gonna have the decks of a superhero or something.
Jesus Christ! Don't even bring that idea up.
That would probably actually be awful. No,
It struggles out the web, then just jumps straight up through the roof and out the house.
Die today. Don't say that.
I hope I I hope you're the worst since you just brought that up.
yeah, that's what I thought. It doesn't. Okay.
Ooh, that's a failure.
Yeah.
It can also use its action to make a strength check against it, which is weird. Why does it get to roll 2 checks?
Because
Both to
it's
do the same thing.
bound.
Yeah, so it makes a
Because Ben
dex
stuck his
check.
trash.
So
So
it
it
just
makes a
makes a dex
dex
check
check.
on its turn and then a strength check on its action. Oh, okay. Let me do that then.
That's terrible.
No, that's
That's
pretty
mad.
rough. But it's fair. It makes sense.
I mean, think about
Um,
it if you were stuck with that spell.
Okay.
Did it pass?
Yeah, hell yeah. It didn't pass.
that's why it's fair because not everything has dex, but some things go punch punch. The flesh mound kind of tears the webbing off of itself and just continues to slowly flex itself. You can see the burning. The damage is just awful looking. However, you note the screaming of a child, almost as if in pain.
Tough. Oh well, unfortunately, we will have to murder this child.
God.
I apologize, child.
Right. With that, it's Lucian's turn. Sorry, I just had to fix.
All right.
Yeah, I was just fixing my stuff.
Who's in front of me?
Who's that in front of you?
Your
That's
turn.
that's directly in front of you is a
Yeah,
Jotun.
directly.
I
And
just,
if you could move to the side,
yeah, I just moved him.
like out of not in front of Elf. Can you move to the other side, not in front of Zelf?
Uh, I mean, I guess. Which way are we moving out of the way?
Towards Sotero.
Okay.
Well, I look to Zelf, shall we? I pull out my weapon.
Indeed. A
Let our
little
bows,
proud.
let our bows shoot true.
I'm kind of proud.
Holy. We both aim at the same spot, back to back.
Now it's where they shout jackpot in unison.
Jackpot!
Wait, shouldn't the web stay up? Or at least, they escaped it.
I mean, they're kind of like all over it because it just tore them apart, but they're still stuck to it. So it's just covered in webbing now.
Oh, sick. That's actually
Um,
sweet because they're still
I
flammable.
don't think you meant to roll 1d.
I don't know what's going on. I just see a lot of rolls happening right now. I don't know what's going on.
Forgot to add my 1d6.
You gotta stop. You gotta stop forgetting things and then adding them later, man. Like, you could literally just like put it on like a sticky note and just copy and paste it. Like, you could have all your attacks and stuff just there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
man.
start now.
Can you fix that while you can? Please roll that d6.
What is this? This is
Hunter's Mark.
so 8. Yeah, just fix it, man. Just reroll.
We're both aiming at the same spot, back to back. We're aiming to pierce deeper than before.
So I haven't. So 8 and 13.
Yes.
So as your your brotherhood of back-to-back firing and synchronized aiming goes off, your bolts both shoot true, hitting the monster about the same area of the incineration. This carves a chunk directly off the side of it. You could see the baby swaddled in there, kind of just upside down, eyes just bulging and filled with like yellowish liquid, just staring at you both. You see its arm kind of fall out of the swaddling cloth. Its arm kind of wriggling, covered in maggots, just eating through it. You could see a bit of the bone
Oh.
structure of its hand. It almost seems like it motions to you, but that would be crazy because it's dead. Flesh slowly starts covering it, but because of the burn, it's slower. You can see the baby just constantly just drifting and staring around you all. The liquid in its eyes kind of dripping as it moves left and right, bobbing its head.
Well, that is not gonna sell in the circus.
Is that your catchphrase? I like that. It's
What
not
kind
gonna
of
sell in the circus.
what kind of fucked up circus were you a part of?
Don't worry about it.
As
We had
you all
tragedy.
kind of look around and comment, you know that immediately that the thing just kind of starts squealing and then just hops.
No.
Excuse me.
Not that you
Excuse me.
managed to look above you, but notably enough, as you kind of pair up, you note that even with dark vision, it's pretty dark up there. It's about 80 feet up. Um, this slowly starts to comb over your mind as you start to look at where you're standing in the layout of the house, and you slowly start to realize that maybe you didn't pay attention directly, but you're pretty sure you can't imagine something being 80 foot up and you're not 80 feet underground. Um, this kind of washes over you as each of you hears in the back of your mind the small girl whisper to you, you could just kill them. You could just stab them. As you kind of look up at the ceiling above you, you can make out the mound if you have dark vision, and if you don't, it's pretty pitch black, even by putting any light source close to your face up to it. With those with dark vision, you can kind of see the mound just in a corner of the room, currently the south western corner, kind of just stuck to the wall, breathing in and out. You could see flesh slowly dripping up and down at about 10 feet, but not going any further than that. You could see at the edge of what the flesh mounds are kind of hanging 10 feet below this thing on the wall. They have eyes kind of opening in these massive sacks, just staring down at you. You can see the eyes blink from the shadows as it just kind of watches the entirety of you. At this, notably enough, Job slowly makes his way towards the altar and stares at the knife.
I like. Does he look in his right mind?
He looks fine. He's just kind of looking at the knife and looking back at you all and then looking back at the knife.
Is something the matter, Jove?
It's just, what's this knife doing here?
I wouldn't advise
Mm,
touching
it's
it. At
My
least.
probably a sacrificial knife.
Yeah, I received some really bad thoughts looking at that knife.
Yeah, but
Oh,
why is it so clean?
Probably cleaned it. It's probably a surgical knife.
You can see him kind of shaking his head as he kind of looks back. He's kind of at wit's end as he seems to kind of like back up and kind of just fall down the steps into the water. Great. Uh, as this is happening, you note that he can't see what's going on, so he's not really sure of his environments at this point. With this being said,
I'm gonna. Go ahead.
oh no, I'm sorry. This brings up.
I was gonna walk over and assist Jove
Okay. Um,
since I have movement.
so this is going to bring up Sotero's turn. So sadly for you, you can't actually see where the blob is, and that's going to put a little strain on you from not knowing. This also is going to make you kind of start looking around you and paying more attention to the shades and just the fog they're emitting from all sides.
How thick is it now? From the last time I saw it.
Uh, it, it's not really thickening any more or less. It almost seems like they're just kind of creating a barrier, almost protecting themselves in this kind of veil of just mist.
The water was 2 inches deep.
The water is 2 inches deep as you're sloshing about.
Okay, is my bullseye lantern still with me? As I look in my right hand.
Never dropped it.
Yeah, it should be, unless you put it down at some point.
Oh, I saw the creature go up. Okay, again, I'm going to thank Vimic and Kyotan for saving my life back there, and I'll just back away. Did I take any damage from being absorbed or
Uh,
eaten?
you didn't take any damage at all. Um, you just kind of have just terrifying memories of what it felt like. Kind of like you were being eaten, but also gently massaged by pieces of decaying bodies that were being like washed over by a thick mucus, and you're pretty sure it used to be blood, but you can't tell. You do have quite the smell and a coating of thick, viscous black, like bile all over you. Um, Notably enough, from that at least, you take no damage, but there is some psychological things happening in your head.
I'll deal with those later. Do I have any remnants of the monster on me?
You have quite a bit of the monster on you.
I'm going to use this time to use the remaining pieces of my rags from the pants and clean myself off. As I try to recall anything might have seen inside the monster, like the location of the baby, any particular spots in the monster that seemed open.
You weren't inside long enough to actually note that.
Well, yeah, I was
You
just
you simply felt the constricting feelings of being in there. You never actually got a chance to, well, be in there.
instead, I'll just do the knife and I'm going to grab those pants, the rags from the pants, and use 3/4 of it to wipe any remnants of the monster off of me and toss it as far away from me as possible.
So just getting rid of the rag outright.
With the flesh of the monster on it, not trying to get dragged again. I toss it
Okay.
away from the party.
All right.
And, for my bonus action, I still. This, and you mentioned that the spiritual guidebook, it was the same book that um Job and Lucian read, right?
Yeah.
Nothing interesting about it. Okay. Let's investigate. All right. I'm going to move northward 30 feet. I'm moving past Kester.
Yeah.
What do I see?
From this position, you're looking up. You can see the portcullis, three bars kind of blocking your way. To your right, there's a pillar. Around that, you can see kind of a wooden crank that's reinforced by iron just sticking out of the wall. You can see three kind of cranks just kind of connecting. It seems to have a chain mechanism you can see, but other than that, it just goes into the stone wall. On your left, there are shades just kind of hovering above you, slowly miming the sounds of the chanting you've been hearing, but not all that audible. They seem to just kind of be summoning or channeling something. You're not quite sure what's happening, as you know, you don't really have much to go on in terms of um, what they're saying or how they're kind of going about it. You do note that based on the observation of the book, this is a ritual you know that from the book. Um, you're just not really able to figure out what the ritual's for.
Right, I know it from the book, which means the book might have more information on that. Um, all right. I'll just. Is there any rock or rubble on the floor beneath me?
You noted that there was rubble back to the south, but where you're at now, no, there's nothing.
No, okay. 'Cause I want to test the barrier. I guess I could wait. I'll return closer back to Kester with the rest of my movement, and for my bonus action, I'm going to open the spiritual guidebook and try to locate that chanting and
How
read
much,
more information on that.
how much movement do you have?
I had Oh, actually, I used all my. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I used all my movement. That was 35. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, for my bonus action, I'll just look into the book and try to locate the specific thing they're chanting.
Wait, no, that would be a full action because you don't have a bonus action that does that.
So I can't open a book for a bonus action.
No, that would be a full action to read a book, and then there'd be a time how much time it would take to read what you need to read.
Or I know what I'll do next round then. Okay, yeah, I'll just end my turn there. I just want to get rid of the rags.
Wait, that's all you did was get rid of the rags?
No, I cleaned myself off and I wanted to investigate like the barrier, but the rubble is back there, and I was going to investigate the book, but she said that's an action, so
Oh,
I can't really do. Yeah, so I can't really
no,
do much.
yeah, you can read the book because
Oh
you
yeah,
didn't really take an action.
yeah, that's what I really wanted to do. So yeah, I just read the book and try to locate the chancing and read more information on that.
Okay. You all note that Sotero is currently in the corner reading a book. It's good times. Um, that brings us to Jotun, and then to Vimic. I'm sorry, Exalt, and then to Vimic. You don't note too much happening above you. The creature's kind of just staring with those two fleshy things. You haven't really done too much to notice, but they have not been trying to aggressively attack you. They have just been chanting and keeping up this purplish mist, almost as a barrier. As you know, it just kind of seals the area you're in, but it doesn't really go past it. As you kind of peer over to them, you note them just black, faceless creatures hovering and chanting. You don't see any type of thing that would show if they were hostile or not. However, you also don't have any experience checking to see if they're hostile or not. Notably enough, you're still unsure of the knife, other than those careless whispers. Yes, about the one where Gaston was jealous of you. You're a better fighter. Sometimes you wish he would just, well, die or get stabbed in the neck. So as Jotun slowly approaches the altar, you peer down to see a pristine alabaster knife. You're not sure of its make or of how it was carved, but it's the smoothest thing you've ever seen. Almost glistening, beautiful, perfect. Of course you pick it up. Why wouldn't you? Um, are fairly kind of dubiously staring at Jotun's direction. This wouldn't actually affect Jotun at all at this point. With knife in hand, you hear kind of a sound. It's gonna be fun. So, let's see. Dooby doo. I gotta do this like individually. Boo.
So, uh, we can't hear what's going on. Only Jotun can. So that's... Hmm. That's scary. Might turn very bad. So, uh, to
Hey.
those
Would the voice
Or-
like sound familiar to me anyway?
here,
The voice does not sound familiar. You've never heard the voice before. To the best of your ability, it's directly a young girl's voice. That's clear, but it also doesn't have kind of a concrete sound to it. You're free to take the rest of your turn. Did you die?
No, I didn't. I'm not really sure exactly what to do because I don't exactly want to act on the spot,
Yeah. Good times, right?
right? I think I might put the knife back down. Wait, does the voice kind of feel like it's controlling me or just telling me what to do?
It feels a little both. It's not that you can't put the knife back down. It's kind of more of a why would you want to? But at the same time, you could put the knife back down if you wanted to. You really want to?
Now that you're asking me, I don't know.
You're gonna have to make a decision.
I'll put the knife down for now.
Okay. So Jotun puts the knife down and steps away from the table. Um, Shaken, you kind of just stand at the edge in the middle of the altar, not really thinking too much. Um, this brings up Exalt's turn. You have movement. You don't have an action.
Okay. I have to move
Stay away
10
from that
feet,
knife there.
10 feet, 10 feet to the west, and 10 feet to the north. somewhere like behind Kester. And from looking up, do I see the creature?
Human noise.
As I furthermore up, which direction is it hanging from, Mr. J?
It's in the southwestern region of the. Sorry, I was trying to figure out what you meant. It's in the southwest region of the area here.
Hmm. Does seem to appear to be moving or ready to be pouncing.
There are two just large fleshy mounds hanging about 10 feet below it, with eyes kind of blinking and just staring at the room. It seems to be um, doing something in the corner. You're not really sure from where you are. It's just kind of sitting there for some reason and watching you.
Yeah, hate that. Hate that. 100%.
Hmm. I like to keep my eyes straight focused on the creature. And my turn.
Okay. So as the creature kind of wobbles its flesh, staring over the party, it glances over the Vimic, most likely sharpening your axe and feeling the tension of the moment. You note that it hasn't moved really at all. It's just kind of stuck in the corner, but it is doing something. It's you can't really tell what it is from your location. It's just there's something happening.
So it's like Vimic's turn, right?
Hmm.
Yep. Yep. Probably dead. Probably dead.
It was real, homie. Skipping that, Gaston and then Kester. Same thing. The fleshy creature is definitely up there plotting.
but I don't see it. Right?
Do you have dark vision?
No, no. I was saying I don't see it.
You could tell there's something going on through shadows, but yeah, you're not really sure.
Okay. Moving up the stairs and still giving Yotune a hard, just a hard look. Not really a glare, just a hard look. What are you doing?
But you're speaking to me. What? My bad.
I didn't hear it then. Say it again.
What'd you say?
I just asked, what are you doing?
I was just checking out the knife here. Pretty freaking weird.
Nice, huh? Saying that I'm just gonna move up and pick up the knife.
I don't think you want to do that.
So as Gaston approaches the altar, he kind of eyes Jotun down.
Why shouldn't I pick up the knife?
It's just weird. I really don't think
I'm
you
not
want
gonna.
to do that.
Think you can beat me and now telling him what to do. I pick up the knife.
Beat you in what?
So as you go to say that, Gaston puts his hand on the knife.
Seriously, put it down.
It's a beautiful knife, though. You probably shouldn't put it down. In fact, you can hear a very kind voice kind of lulling back and forth.
Oh, we're doing this again. God damn it. Why would you... Why would you pick up the knife? Why? What would make you think? What would make you think picking up the knife is the why? Why? What makes you think? Why? Just why? Why? What the actual hell? Oh, Lord Almighty. This. This man.
Slowly fades. It kind of leaves you with a very cold sensation. The knife remains in your hand. You look over the knife as it's in your hand. You're not really sure of the feeling that's come over you, but you do realize it's coming. What do you do?
I'm just gonna look at Jotun and the knife and end my turn there. Just like looking at the knife and then looking at Jotun and yeah, that's it. That's all.
All right. With that,
Whatever you're planning, I wouldn't try
kind
it if I were you.
kind of see Jotun kind of looking at you. Um, that brings us to Kester's turn.
Okay. I just kind of Okay, so you're behind me. How far away from me would Bennett be if I was right next to, well, like next to him along the path? If I walk forward a little bit and stood next to Bennett, how far away from him would I be? Well, not towards him, but like just kind of straight south.
10 feet from him.
Should be good enough. Oh no, my HDMI. Okay, sick. Yeah. So, looking up towards the area where the shambling mound is, I just kind of throw out all of my cards as they just make a platform directly above me. And then I say, and I yell out, "Read them and weep," as I just slam the cards down, and a downdraft appears directly on top of the, well, wherever in 100-foot cube, wherever the mound is, just pulling it down with strong wind. It must make a strength save, or it'll probably slam into the floor at breakneck speed.
What was that cast?
It was control wind.
This is gonna sound wild and all, but did you know that being windy in the room?
It doesn't necessarily have to be wind. I pick up the wind. I can change the wind from calm to moderate to strong, I believe. Well, no, I believe.
No, I know the thing, but wouldn't there need to be wind in general?
No,
Or do
just
you
needs
make
to
the
be
wind?
air.
Ah, okay.
And
As long as
I
we
think
can
I think we
breathe.
noted that there was air or wind going through when I first walked in, or maybe wrong.
I thought
Either
there
way,
was
as
weather, but yeah,
breathe, I can
that's fine.
definitely do that.
What was I gonna say? What's the crap? I'm trying to think. What's the positioning
What's the positioning?
as far as like
Just
where he's moving?
well, where is he moving? Down,
Yeah.
straight down, rocketing
So he's
clean
just
into the
getting-
floor.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't know how much damage that's gonna do, but you know, he is rocketing towards the floor.
I mean, that depends on speed versus height. Downdraft, blah blah blah. Blah.
Yo, man, didn't you pass physics?
I'm not calculating that. Stop it.
Wait. You left out my strength check.
What did I?
Yeah.
Oh, I could have sworn I said that. Anyways, yeah, you should make a strength check. My bad.
I heard you say that too.
Oh, did he? Huh. Oh. Now that works. I don't know. Okay, I don't know what that means.
That's
Video
just
game,
sad and
Hotel.
unfortunate. I'm really upset. All right, so yep, it seems that it resists. That's just sad. However, the winds, I guess, remain.
Yeah, it would remain, I guess.
Yeah, but it just resists the pull. I just kind of yell over it. Hey, you want to like help me knock it down? Anybody really?
So does that
As
mean
I
that it has to make that save again in its next turn?
Most likely. If
Yeah, I
it's
just
still
keep.
there, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely just keep pushing my hands down, trying my best to keep the winds up.
Alright, that is, yeah.
Wait, so every
hour.
time it gets attacked, wouldn't it have to roll a strength save to stay on the wall?
No, not really.
Rough.
Unless you're directly, like, it's stuck to the wall. But with the wind, every time it's getting pushed down continuously, it would have to make the check every time its turn's up.
Oh.
Its turn is actually up, so...
Oh, well, then it rolls it again.
So for movement-wise... Right?
Okay. Yeah.
This thing just gives no Fs.
Yo, right? Rolls are impeccable. Right? I fucking hate that baby.
You kind of note that the two elongated kind of flesh eyes kind of get sucked back into the math as it kind of rolls down past the wind, but slowly kind of sticks around it You could see the flesh kind of pour out of itself and push forward towards you slowly. It slowly starts to split every about 10 feet as you see the flesh just move past. Let me just put this on so you can kind of get a visual. But it
Ew.
kind of slowly slithers next to Vimic. As it slowly kind of comes down, you note that it's not the flesh, it's actually still attached to it. The flesh is still about 70 feet in the air, sucked against the wind, but it's dripping itself down, so it's right next to you. The flesh just gently opens itself up. You could see teeth kind of splitting as its mouth just kind of forms from flesh and tears, almost as if you slowly tore apart two pieces of skin and watched as the flesh slowly ripped and exposed blood and just gore. As this is happening, you can see a baby's face emerging. Um, Notably enough, just from kind of overseeing the painting and just kind of having a feeling, you know it to be baby Walter. You see its dead eyes just staring, the yellow liquid kind of still kind of soaked and just thick as it kind of just looks at you. Um, the smell is kind of undescribable, but you kind of see the baby put its arms up and kind of stare at you, making a gurgling noise. And you kind of see it put its arms out to you. We're going to end the session there as
Oh.
the baby kind of just looks out towards Vimic with arms open.
Oh.
How many questions? I got absorbed and with the bullseye lantern, how come it didn't explode?
Why would Bold
Um,
Island explode?
It didn't
It's like he was
crush you.
engulfing me. Oh, it didn't crush me. Okay, so it's just like
No, it
Oh my
just
god,
took
would you
you
want
in.
it to explode?
you were
With
in
you inside?
there long enough, and you were just kind of getting kind of massaged by dead flesh. So,
that's
eh.
cool.
Satisfying, right?
Oh yeah, I have the holy water thing. But then I can make holy water. But the thing
Um,
still have the remnants of holy water in it. I wonder.
I don't know.
I'll
Yo,
put the
Zalth, I
recipes
got the.
together.
I know what you're feeling, man. I want to shoot that baby too.
Casually. You know what I want to do today? Blast a baby with a shotgun. That's what I wish I could do.
I mean, hey, it's not a shotgun.
Oh, I'm sorry. I want to shoot a baby with a revolver. Let that. There we
Hey, yeah,
Okay.
get that straight.
go.
I'm not a
How much?
maniac.
Cube, actually. How big is this room? Like length and width wise?
So from what was described, it's about has an 80-foot ceiling straight up.
Naturally.
Lengthwise, it's what 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 40, about 50 feet.
Oh,
Probably
so that
50
means.
by. This looks like 80.
Oh, so
Was
that this
there a
entire room
ritual
is
like
underground for
this
us.
in the book I read, or is that something I gotta ask during camp during a session?
Yeah, that would be something you actually asked. But I mean, I can answer what's the question? It's just, was it in
Because
something you read?
I read through the thing of the ritual of resurrection,
Right.
and is this similar?
So it's not similar to what you read through. You and Satero would have, or Lucian and Satero would have the same information. So you can tell multiple things from it. You can tell what the shades are doing. You can't tell what they're humming. Again, you didn't read that far in, but you know what they're doing is definitely some type of spell. It's a ritual. It's a summoning, and you know that they're using the mist to kind of protect them from something. And they're spending all their time doing that instead of something else. And they've been doing it the whole time, so.
Oh yeah, so Mr.
Mm.
J, what I just rolled was the wild surge because I completely forgot to do that.
Oh, that's why I was asking about the like what you had. I mean, you
Yeah,
rolled a 19.
yeah, it doesn't matter, but
Yeah.
just making sure.
Oh, when you
We
said
cover
silver
all
weapons
aspects.
cut through magic,
Uh,
What?
Silver weapons don't cut through magic. Silver weapons are magic weapons. They're the lowest order of them. So they will they will carve through anything that's needs to be hit by magic weapons, because otherwise you can't actually hit that creature. Your weapon goes through it.
Also, something like a ghost.
Yeah, like if you don't have a silver weapon to fight a ghost or other creatures, they just don't take damage. What did this
Wow.
dagger look like again? The white dagger on the altar was just a smooth stone carved knife. It's perfectly carved. It's unbelievably sharp and shiny and magical, and you have no idea what you're looking at, because when you blink your eyes, it's in your hand. It's that kind of knife. Cool,
Just
it's a
don't,
big jug of vegetables.
just don't pick up the knife, and we'll all be good.
Also, I was considering going scout instead of gunslinger because it might be better for the party.
All I know is that somebody just pry it off the wall so I don't, Speaking
Yeah.
of, changing the effects won't just automatically trigger another wild surge, right?
It has to be a full spell.
Okay, so switching the effects will not do that. Sick.
It just has to be a level 1 or higher spell.
Well, that is sick and cool. Well, in that case, if you
Some
keep it
shit.
up for about what, an hour,
Yeah, that's how long
it's
it
not
lasts.
going. Yeah, and it
It's
engulfs the entire room, so there's a thing. Yeah, speaking of engulfing the entire room, ranged weapons suck.
Yeah, I
So
was just trying to
there you
say.
go.
You just fucked us up, bro.
Well, yeah, you'll live. It's just a disadvantage. You'll be fine.
God. Well, darn. Now I can't use.
Also, since the baby's now more exposed, it will be easy to hit. Like, is there anything attached to the baby? Like any strings, like muscles, mucus?
you would have to ask that in game. I
Gotcha.
mean,
Laugh the baby. Wait, if the baby's still out when my turn rolls around, bro, catching a whole chaos will tell you what, wasting the whole spell, the entire thing,
Oh, Jesus.
with advantage too. I'm not even playing.
You
We're using the tides of chaos, bro. I'm going
What
straight
the
into
fuck?
the. Not playing, bro. I don't want to fight this baby anymore. I don't. I really don't.
I just want to know why, like, when I use ice spells, I hit. Every other type of spell is just like, yeah, no.
That's just life, boss. That is just life.
Like, this whole time, I have never missed the ice knife. But when it comes to a fucking firebolt, that spell is just, okay, you don't hit. End of story. It's like one
Incredibly
time
rare.
I actually hit with that damn thing.
Ranged spell attack and ranged weapon attack are definitely different, right? Just making
Yeah.
sure.
Not better than the same thing.
yeah, they're the same thing.
They are. That's
Wait,
Yeah,
they
you're
are?
just- You're just rolling ranged spell. Yeah, it's the exact same. Any ranged attack is done the same, including spells, including anything. It's the same as melee. You roll for you roll for hit, and then you roll for damage.
Wait, so the downdraft says that ranged weapon attacks specifically have disadvantage. That counts as spells as well?
Yeah, anything. Well, no. If it's a spell, it depends. It's a DM discretion thing. Like if it's a wall of wind blowing down and you shoot a fireball at it, it's wind. It's most likely going to make the fireball kind of shift or something like that. But if you shoot an arrow through a wall of wind, it's going to be a disadvantage because it's a wall of wind. It's going to knock the arrow down most likely. So
What's
that's
that?
kind of
Oh, in
how it
that
works.
case.
Oh boy.
I'm casting control wind.
That
Why do
just
you
makes
ask?
it all the more better, doesn't it? Because now
It's lovely.
I mean, hey, would a bullet be under the same effect?
Yep.
A bullet? That's just kind of strange. Aren't those like supposed to be high speed?
Hmm. But
Oh, rough.
technically, they're just like sat under ranged attack. So It's
Oh,
governed.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just the same mechanic.
That's rough. Oh well.
You have screwed us.
I have not screwed anything. It's just disadvantage. You'll live, or you
Yeah, but
won't,
how
and
the
then
hell
you'll
are you
die.
gonna nail it? How the hell are you gonna nail an attack? Please.
Just use your fireball,
That
dipshit.
gets put
Easy.
out by the wind?
No, it doesn't get put out. It just shifts. It's massive. You'll be fine, or you won't. I
No,
don't know.
it's not.
Figure it out,
Fuck you.
bro. It's still massive, bro. Like if you
No,
just shoot
it's
your fireball
that
at
thing's
one
the size of a palm. It's going to get redirected.
you'll live. I tell you. I tell you. Trust me. Do you not trust me?
No.
Wow, what an asshole. All right, or am I right? Anyway, so yeah. Even if you engulf it, they'll just probably combust spontaneously because it's still engulfed in webs.
I just realized that this guy is basically the same as this ranger level 3. That's not unique.
Mm, exactly. I mean, I guess bullets. Yeah, it does affect bullets. Rough. I'm thinking about it. I don't really have many spells for this situation.
And here I was thinking
Terrible.
that ranged spell attacks would
Yeah,
be
I
like
just want
the
to. I just want to
perfect
say,
thing.
I was reading this manga, right? This guy had a gun, and then this guy put up a wall of wind. It ain't end well for the guy.
Oh, naturally. Oh, well, just curve the bullet around the room. Easy. Actually, never mind.
You know,
Push it
there's
up.
a trick shot to do that. So if I was level
Well,
3,
either way, it still wouldn't work. It still wouldn't work because it's the entire room getting pushed down. Now, oddly enough, it doesn't affect your ability to jump, which is strange.
that's a little whack. So if you control this wind to make some giant gust upward, it isn't helping your jumping the slightest.
Oh no. I mean, if you use updraft, it'll increase your jump, but downdraft doesn't decrease your jump. It's interesting.
Oh hey, best of both worlds.
Can this creature even be knocked prone?
I don't think it
Probably
doesn't really
not.
have legs.
Yeah, it's kind of just goop. Oh, it rolls and roughs and tumbles.
How the fuck can you knock down goop?
Oh,
Please,
first
I
thing
would
you
love
do,
You
to
ever
flatten
seen a
that
know.
shit
slime
to a
get knocked
pancake.
over?
Yo, flatten that shit to
No,
a pancake,
it just
bro.
starts.
Let's see
It
what
just
happens.
starts using its back as fucking legs, cause it's a cube.
Nah, bro. Easy. Just fucking just slam that bastard clean into the
Bro,
pavement, bro.
what do you think? What do you think you are? Fuck,
We
we're
just shrink his
sorcerers.
ass. Just make his ass a goddamn pancake. Too goddamn easy.
Sure. Now, what level is that spell again? And is it level 1?
It's level 5. It's level
Fuck,
5
I
spell.
hate you.
Getting bodied, bro. Like, what is this man made out of?
Literally dead
He's
flesh.
fucking
That is
sick.
That's it.
He's fucking sick. I hate it.
Also, I just came to the realization that that cloak of flesh may have been like a sacrificial fucking garb.
Ew.
Like, yeah,
Gross.
that's what I think at least. Like, if you, like, whoever puts it on is basically sacrifice, throw it in there, and then the baby takes it.
Can we just look for rats? Now that I think about it. Kill a
I-
rat over the altar.
I doubt that would work.
What do you mean? I doubt it would work. One must be sacrificed. Why can't it be a rat?
I just assume that, like, since they're pressing it on us so badly that someone needs to die, I'm just assuming it's not going to be as easy as finding a random rat in the corner of the room and fucking it shit up.
What makes you think that the rat isn't in the corner of the room suffering an existential crisis from having actual thoughts running through its head?
Sir, are you self-projecting? Do you need
Am
to
I
talk?
self-projecting?
I mean, that seemed a bit too specific.
Well, don't worry about it. Just let's find rats. Like, or we could just kill the shambling. The fucking
Shambling
baby.
mound. Shambling mound. That's what I was trying to fucking call it the first time.
Oh, that's a shambling. That's a thing.
I'm not
I
sure.
mean, I
but it was
just think of the
closest to what it-
amalgamates from Undertale.
That too.
I just kind of think it's like, what is that thing? It's like the thing from Parasite, but like more lumpy and round and not attached to a hand.
The fucking parasite?
Exactly. It's
Yeah,
literally called
sure,
Parasite.
that thing.
That's literally what it is.
Exactly. I never watched Parasite, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Bro, come on now. That's actually a really good anime.
You guys, like,
Yes.
you going scout?
I was
Yeah.
thinking about it.
Like
Like,
that's basically
I mainly
at
did the
level 1.
gunslinger thing. Like, now that I know it works, it may be better to do it for another campaign. And besides, scout will help the party out a lot more.
I mean, it's basically a scout at level 1. You basically have the copy and paste of the ranger.
Said what?
At level 3, you basically become a ranger. At level 3, damn, bro, there's no dynamic uniqueness in this group.
I mean, with superiority dice.
Damn it. No, I gotta go
That's the
find
exact
a
same
pillow.
thing as the Bow Master too. What the fuck?
I could have found a pillow all this time. Huh. Oh well, whatever.
Like,
What are
persistence
you
attack is
Oh, it's just that one of my spells apparently needs a feather or down or something like that, and I could probably get
Yo,
that out of the
you gotta get a
pillow.
phoenix down?
Ow,
stop.
yo,
Stop.
imagine if I had to get a phoenix down. That would be wild. This spell better do a lot more than just stop my fall. I'm playing. 100%.
Yo, it would just be flying to the moon.
That shit
Oh.
better
You
give
just
me the
fly out
ability
of
to
Barovia.
fly and shoot fire out of my hands, bro. I
Oh,
swear.
and also, remember that spell we were talking about? Agnazar's Scorcher?
Oh,
Yeah.
that garbage.
I mean, it ain't bad.
Shit pissed me off. Nah, shut up.
You
This
need a
one-
red
It's
dragon
garbage.
scale.
I mean, if we had more potions to throw, I'd be throwing potions at zombies all the time.
My man said, yo, real quick, boss. I'm gonna like use an entire red dragon scale for 2d8s, bro.
It was
You're
was only
playing
Yo,
3D8.
catch me on the flip side.
Like,
either way, 3d8s, 2d8s, it's a red dragon scale.
I feel like for a spell like this, it should at least scout how difficult the thing is to get. Like, I'm just thinking like a red dragon scale for
Like,
a
yo,
level
you mean
2
8 d8s,
spell.
right?
Like,
Yo, what's the challenge rating for a red dragon?
23 or 24 something. You know, it depends. Ancient or regular.
Regular, I believe.
So around 17.
I don't. Then I should do 17 d6s of damage. What is this?
No, I think
That is.
yeah. Red dragons are the strongest ones.
Dude, that reminds me of your gold red dragon.
Bro,
Yo, it's funny thing is that we play Dungeons and Dragons, but never fought actual dragon to death.
because most of the time we manage
understood.
to avoid
Understood.
shit like that, or we just
And also,
haven't
we don't
wanted
reach the challenge rating.
that
You're
too.
right. You're right.
Like
it's
a
like-
whole dragon, you have to have at least a competent, and let me repeat this, competent level 10 party to even have a chance.
I mean, I say level 15 because that fire breath says otherwise, my dude.
A red dragon is a challenge rating of what, 20 or something? We need to be
Oh.
level 20 then. What the hell
No,
are you
no,
talking
no.
about?
No. Challenge rating is like, it's like, it depends. Like,
It's
not,
challenge rating is its own
hold on, let me
scale.
look it up.
It
Let me
depends
look
on
it up.
it depends on the amount of party you have.
Let me look it up. Everybody shut up. So a baby is 4, young is 10, adult is 17, ancient 24. So you would literally have to steal it from a baby and it still wouldn't match the challenge rating for the damage. That's terrible. You're terrible. Agnazar can blow me.
I mean, that's the actual name of wizard. You know that?
Yeah, and
no,
you
I
can blow
know
me
it's
for
the name
making
of
a
a wi-
spell like this.
Oh, he's a
That
goober,
doesn't
bro.
change what he's gonna say. The Agnazar can still blow him. Cause like,
He's
here's
wizard.
the only thing that can make this spell worse is that if you consume the goddamn scale as you cast it. That's the only thing that can make it worse.
Oh.
Like, I don't
Right.
think there's anyone that would take this spell at level 2.
Right.
Probably later down, because like they're like, okay,
Uh-huh.
let me look through some lower level spells. Oh, okay, this looks cool. But not as like, okay, I just got a level 2 spell slot. Let's see what I can do. Agnazar Scorcher. Like no one.
My man said, "Yo, you want to like get a red dragon scale and give me a level 2 spell slot, bro,
I mean,
for
level
3d8s? Let's go." I don't know who looked at that and said, "Yo, that shit slaps." But I got beef with them. I tell you what. Terrible. Yikes.
I mean, you basically have a mini wall. It's like
Mini wall.
it's basically like the one that Gav cast, but at low levels. So there's that. I mean, there's some
Just an
utilities.
instantaneous wall. It's not. It doesn't stick around.
Wait, hold up.
The
Wait,
range
what?
is only 30 feet, and it's only 5 feet wide, so it just hits the same amount. It's just that it's a line, and it goes through. So if everybody's lined up, then yeah, sure, it'll probably have some worth, but that's if the enemies are lined up.
That
And
and it's still a red dragon scale for 3d8. Like I feel like this spell should have been higher level and more damage.
Even killing a baby at level 2? So you mean to tell me I have to choose this spell at level 2, and then I have to wait until I'm level 4 to fight a red dragon and beast it? That's terrible. What? That's just really bad.
I mean, for me, I'm trying to like go wizard next. If it is next campaign, should I go wizard? That seems fun.
No, look, let me warn you right now. Spellcasting system sucks ass if you don't have a spell focus.
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean,
those
with
ideas.
rangers,
Like,
with
don't.
rangers, you basically need your spell components. I mean, if they don't use the component pouch thingy.
That is terrible. Young red dragon. Let's see if we could stand a chance against a young red dragon.
I mean,
No. End of story.
not.
No.
I mean, it depends how smart.
Don't kid yourself. No.
I mean, it depends how smart it is.
Oh, 3 attacks? Yeah, nah. Let's go beat up some babies.
Again,
bro.
I will
That's
repeat this one more
terrible.
time. Guy, no.
Yeah.
End of story. No chance a level 4 party of 8 people is going to be able to stand a young red dragon. I doubt we'll be able to. Like, here's the thing, right? Let me pull up the stats for a red dragon, all right? A young red dragon. All right. Since you want to go, it's possible. No. I want to see this shit, all right?
Yo, that's a 76s? A baby deals more damage than Agnazar's Scorcher. You're joking, right?
And here's the
You're
thing, right? With Agnazar's Scorcher, right? Here's the thing, right? You could just get Dragon's Breath, a hot pepper, and you do 3d6 to whatever, the creature you touch does 3d6 of whatever damage is chosen.
And duration too.
Yeah, and that's an action, and that's until the spell ends. So basically, think about it like this. Bonus action. You give somebody the ability to breathe fire.
A water version of the Dragonborn.
Basically. And you would rather have a red dragon scale and do 3d8 in a straight line? Like,
my man said 15-foot cone, 7d6 is fire damage. Yo. And Agnazar Scorcher is rocking what, 3d8s?
I just feel like for a material like that, and like the spell should be higher level, because that material is, I'm assuming,
I don't think
pretty damn
that's
difficult.
fair.
17 armor class, blind sight. Wow.
You're looking
He
at a
is
baby
locked.
dragon,
What, the
right?
baby dragon?
That is a baby, the lowest rank
nah.
of red dragon.
And you gotta beat one of those to catch.
You basically have to get a scale for one of those. Either that or you have to be lucky to find someone who fucking sells them.
Hey man,
Well,
you just
at
throw a
a lower
bomb
price.
and hopes it fails a deck save, and hope a scale falls off.
Alright, Zion.
Alright, let's see.
That is kind of sad.
Sayonara.
What am I? I'm
Like,
level 2.
There are just some spells I don't see the point of. Like, yeah, they're cool and all,
Sounds
but
kinda dumb.
I just don't. Like, when you look at other spells and then you look at this one, you're just like, okay, did they make this before or after all the others?
Agnazar had to be placed, like, had to been made in, like, what, 2E or something? Whatever is before Red Dragon. Because I don't know what they were thinking. Because 17 armor class, 75 health, blind sight, 76's fire damage. Nah, bro, you joking. You're joking. For what? 3d8s?
76s to try to get 3d8s in a straight line.
Bro, I'ma just rock my chaos bolt. You got it, boss. You got it.
I mean, honestly, like the one spell I really want to try is Bigby's hand because I found that just funny. That's a funny spell right there. Like you just can't bitch slap by a mage. Like
Chaos bolt can arc, bro. What is this? That's terrible. I don't condone that, bro. Ban that spell.
we mean
What,
arc. Like
Agnazar?
is it,
Yeah, Agnazar. That shit don't deserve to exist.
Oh yeah, wait,
I mean-
Chaos Ball does a whole lot more at a lower level. Wait a fucking minute. And it doesn't
I
take
mean,
any components either.
Right?
What the fuck is the
2d8
point of
plus
Agnazar?
1d6. And Agnazar is not. Yo, no.
Wait, what is the point of Agnazar now?
I guess the trap is a trap spell. Like it's a trap.
That's for people who
It's just
don't
a s-
read when getting their spells ready.
My man
I
said
say that.
Agnazar Scorcher? That sounds sick.
Alright, what's
Nope.
it gonna do? Be a giant waste of fucking time. Oh, okay.
Tell you what, 100%.
That's both
Giant waste of time. And a level 2. A whole level 2 spell slot. Hold on, when do you rock a level 2 spell slot first?
Level 3
Level 3, you
That
get a
is-
level 2 spell
Oh
slot.
my
and
god.
level 5.
And I'm pretty sure you
level
only get
three.
like one level 2 spell slot at level 3.
Yeah.
Your only level 2 spell, you rocking your only level 2
Agnazar's
spell
Scorcher.
slot. And you say, yo, it's time. It's time, bro. Level 2 spell slot. Agnazar Scorcher, you do a 3d8s, bro. I'm fighting you
7
on the
damage. You
battlefield.
use the spell second level spell slot for 7. Like I know
Hold
that's
on.
just one
That's
roll,
not-
but 7.
Hold on.
7.
Let me give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm just gonna roll it like what? 4 times? Let's go with 4 times.
Roll it
Just-
4 times and just take the average.
Up,
Okay.
12, 8,
Okay.
15,
Okay.
and up.
17.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. So see, 17 damage, we can do that right now. I'm not impressed.
We
I'm
actually
not
can.
impressed.
Wait a minute. We actually can hit that right now.
Actually depressed. That's actually depressing. I don't know who Agnazar was, but I'm glad that dude is dead. I would have beef with his ass.
Like,
No,
here's the
no,
thing.
no,
On
no, no,
paper,
no.
on paper, this sounds like a good spell. Like, don't get me wrong. It sounds like a good spell. Like, in theory, you're doing, like, what? 24 damage at max. You know, in theory. But it's one of those, I feel like it's one of those spells that, like, works on paper, does not translate well to game.
I mean, like these spells are based on like famous wizards in the Forgotten Realms, or some people die in real life. Like I think it's called
Alright.
Gilda's Tower.
What the
Y-
fuck
y-
was
you-
he
you know-
famous
you-
for?
you
if
know
he's
what that
doing
fame-
kind of damage?
You know what that famous wizard could do?
What?
He could turn around, get on his knees, and blow me sideways. Cause fuck
Tell
his
you
spells.
I don't know what he's famous for, but I sure as hell know it's not fighting nothing. And that's the facts.
I mean, I guess the most strongest wizard in Forgotten Realms is probably Morgane's.
This man said most strongest.
Yeah, I think
And-
Morgane.
Yeah, and here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Think about this like this, right? Level 1, burning hands, right? 3d6 fire. That sounds good, right? Now, if you were to use that second level spell slot to just put it into burning hands, now
Yeah, but-
do the math on that. That is literally 24 damage. In theory, the same amount you would get from Agnazar. Now, please still try to defend this spell.
I'm not.
Okay. God damn.
Damn, well, you just gotta just burn my ass right now.
No, it's because like anyone who I feel like the spell's good on paper, but for anyone trying to be practical about it, it's better to use some of the other spells than try to find a dragon scale and then only get 3d8 damage out of that.
Hey man, what if you could have that in your starting equipment?
I doubt. I doubt that.
If you get a red dragon scale in your starting equipment, show me what fucking starting class you're getting. And if you don't hand that shit over, hey, we don't talk.
You start as the Staggett class.
We don't talk about him, alright? We don't talk about him. We don't talk about him.
Like, yo, it's a hidden class you get after playing a D&D campaign 1,000 times.
We ain't talking about that bullshit. There's a reason why there's no Staggett. There's a reason why there's no Staggett class users.
Yo, man, you haven't unlocked it yet.
No, it's the fact that they have to deal with the Starcrest Crusaders. That's the problem. That's the drawback.
Hey, yo,
Yeah, the drawback. You have a band of 6 or 7 people that spoil everything you do. Per party member.
Absolute fucking idiot.
So you got like a whole crowd of people just ruining your adventure.
I mean,
Well, you know what's
to be honest, would you rather refight Manchun or you gotta fight what's Staggett?
I'll fight Staggett any day.
I'll take Manchun.
I mean,
at least I know, like, if I bring Manchun to a fight, at least I know he's fucking with me. Staggett, if you ever push him to the point of a fight, he's gonna murder
at
you.
least I can roll saves against Manchun. Staggett just swing goes big sword go burr, and I just die. Like there's no response.
Like
there's no
I don't
response.
care how
just died.
Staggett, bro. I just got beef with Staggett.
Yeah. I'm telling you, this is like Staggett's damage right here.
Oh my god, I just found something.
What?
Something that makes fucking Agnazar Scorcher even more useless.
Yo.
Well, go ahead.
Big sword go burr.
This is
Mind Spike.
This is
and you rolled a 1.
No, no, this is Staggett's damage.
I know, and you rolled a 1.
That is
Yo,
detrimental.
man, what I say? Big sword go burr. There's no make a save to avoid this happening. Nah,
Hold on,
he just kills you.
But wait, there's more.
But
You
wait,
forgot.
there's more.
The bonus action of him lighting his sword ablaze with your soul.
And then he uses action surge to attack again.
There you go.
Yo, man, action surge.
That is terrible. You're all terrible.
But here's the thing, right? Look up Mind
Yo, he
Spike.
does the action surge at the beginning of the fight just to flex.
Look, no, for real. Look at Mind Spike, please.
All right. Yeah. What's the
Mind Spike. Mind Spike?
Third level spell.
Fucking
No, Mind
joke.
Spike is a second level spell.
Oh, that was third.
Wow. That is.
It does the
wow.
exact same damage as Agnazar Scorcher. Not only that, but if they it's free, and if they fail the spell, let me read this out loud. On a failed save, you also always know where your target's location until the spell ends.
Damn.
But you only, while you two are in the same plane of existence, right? While you have this knowledge, your target cannot become hidden from you. If it's invisible, it gains no benefit from that condition against you. So basically, let me just recap this to just sum it up, right? Basically, not only do you deal the exact same damage as Agnazar Scorcher, right? Not only is it free, but if they fail, you basically know exactly where the fuck they are. See, Mr. J. Like this, you basically know where the fuck they are at all times. Now, please, still trying to defend Agnazar Scorcher.
Yo, I'm looking up the history of Agnazar, and I can tell you, bro, this man is a joke.
I know this is random, but I just got the image of Captain Staggett sheathing his sword away, and then pulling out a sawed-off shotgun.
Oh, don't even fuck with me. Do not fuck with me like that. I will harm you.
I mean, I don't know if most captains are either Elder Knights or Wizards. I do not know. Like, I mean, that have to
Like,
be Elder
yo,
Knights.
he runs in, just massacres half our party with the sword alone, gets bored, and then pulls out a sawed-off shotgun.
Are you fucking joking?
And mind you, he's a level 25, so he has 4 attacks. Maximum surge
That
is
is
4 attacks.
terrible. I'm not
Absolute
playing with that guy.
shit.
see,
That is
see,
not good.
If he was a
Yo.
samurai, he can get advantage for a whole 5 rounds if he wants to. If he's a
Yo, roll
samurai.
consistent nat 20s. Just blows body parts off piece by piece.
Oh wow, my man said, yo, he created another spell. Agnazar's Ammunace, Amanuensis. Okay, anyways, either way, it doesn't matter because it literally just adds a dozen pages to a book. It just adds it literally just adds a dozen pages to a book.
So Agnazar was a famous wizard, right? Please go
Yeah.
on.
I mean, that's based off lore, man.
He's a powerful wizard credited for his creation of a well-known evocation spell, Agnazar's Scorcher, and he also created the lesser-known Agnazar's Ammunasis, which literally adds a dozen pages to a book.
I mean, that's useful for a spellcaster.
Shut
I mean, for
the
wizard,
fuck
for
up.
wizard.
No.
Shut up.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Question. What level is that spell? What's the level of that spell that adds extra
I
pages?
don't know because I can't find it. I literally can't find the spell.
You know why?
His ass.
It doesn't exist.
That is terrible. He's terrible. I want him dead.
It doesn't exist. Like, this man shouldn't exist. End of story.
Damn.
Nah, I don't even want to hear none of that. This man has me risking my fucking ass to deal 3d8 when I can literally do the same by thinking.
He was a peace advocate. What power? What did you have?
He was a peace advocate. 3d8. You know what? This all starting to line up. Also, guy, I don't want to hear any more bullshit, alright? Agnazar's a bitch. His spell's a bitch. Moving on.
Alright.
If I hear anything else out of you, I'm folding you backwards. You understand me?
Alright. Would you rather get Wish or Foresight?
Wish.
Level 9 spell
Foresight.
slot.
I want foresight.
I mean,
don't wanna
advantage
fucking deal with
advantage for 8 hours on everything.
That's fucking sick, bro. Imagine.
I would rather have Wish. You know why?
Why?
Because here's the thing, right? Even
Yeah.
within Wish's abilities, you're pretty much set. Like, no bullshit. You're 100% set within Wish's normal abilities that does not give you fucking cancer as you use it.
I guess as you think about it, I could literally just cast foresight with wish.
That
Wait,
too.
Wish.
Actually, no.
Wait.
You can only cast like 8th or lower,
Oh
which
yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense. It does.
Speaking of our Water campaign, as of now, I guess the first strongest character now is Torment. Next is Koro, and who's the third strongest? Damage wise.
Which campaign? This
Waterdeep.
one?
Waterdeep.
Waterdeep?
Yeah.
That's fucking big squirrel. What the hell are you talking about?
Oh god, the music picked up immediately when he got pissed.
What are you on about with this second place shit?
I mean, since now Shantae is now nerfed.
I beast you regardless.
Wait, what happened to Shantae?
Remember the cloak I removed?
Damn, bro. When I find that cloak, I'm beating your
Shantae
ass
could
for the
still murder
statement that
you.
you made in another campaign, bro. Nah, I could beast you right now. What the hell is this?
Right. Wait, as
As a
Caster?
toddler.
God damn it. Now that I'm thinking back to Waterdeep, I still have that problem with Manshoot. He's still in the back of my head. So now I know, like, if I fuck something up, I'm gonna be hearing from him for no reason.
You know, that's sick. I want him in my mind.
No, you don't.
That's not
No,
sexual.
you do not. You're lying to
Please,
yourself.
Oh, he sounds sick.
Like, bro, if I try to cast a spell, he'll basically go like, yo, you sure about that? I mean, I could probably make it something better. Am I you? No! Shut the fuck up!
Yo, I want him in my mind. I want him second guessing my every thought. That'd be
No,
sick.
you don't.
Yes, I do. I already had
No.
like 6 of them motherfuckers.
Then you'll trust me. Trust me. You don't, alright? You just got out from a fucking contract where you have to deal with everybody kicking your shit in. While Manchu doesn't physically kick your shit in, he's basically like that second pair of eyes no one wants.
Bro, he
Believe me.
sounds sick. You can literally ask him any questions, bro.
And he won't
He's
give you
so
a
much
straight
better.
answer. He will not.
Does anything ever give you a straight answer in
But
any
don't
of
you-
Mr. J's anything?
Why the fuck would you want it then?
Because it's better than not having. You see?
Bro, believe me.
Bro,
Even
he's
if you
fucking
did
sick.
have him, even if you did, he would probably abandon you.
Wow, that's crazy. Yo, you think I'm not reliable or some shit? That's kind
No,
of wild.
no. It's the fact that the only reason he is in my fucking head is because of that whole debacle with the Force Gray. If Torin had never gotten Wish, basically this nigga would have never said, huh, this kid got potential. Let me just sneak into his body and try to take some of it.
Yo, I could get Wish, nigga. Just gotta train a little bit more.
No. Torin was just, I don't even know what the fuck Torin was. That's the problem.
Man,
like at
the
one
old
point I was
days
questioning if
where
this
we'd
man
wish our problems away.
Oh,
Yo,
no.
fact.
Even then, the problems would still just double up. Fuck. The problems would just double up with each wish. Like, believe me.
The
When
good
I
old
said, like,
times.
yo, I want the staff of lightning and thunder in my hands, I literally said in the exact same sentence without me moving. And it still threw me over there. And I'm just like, oh, okay.
I mean, hey, it didn't move you. It moved the space around you.
Fuck off.
You should have been more
Anyway, fuck off.
specific. Like, you weren't being specific enough.
Fuck you.
What'd you expect?
Die. So, basically, I just zoomed up, right? And I'm thinking, okay, this isn't bad, you know, it could be worse. And then I just hear, what are you doing here? I look behind me and I just see this long-haired motherfucker, and I'm just like, oh, okay, it's him. Great. Great. Okay. Now I gotta stay calm and try to figure my way out of this so he doesn't fold my shit in. Then
Nah, he just sues you for trespassing.
Yeah, and then he gives me like the fucking gauntlet, which I'm sitting there going, okay, why the fuck? What do you? I asked for it. What do you get out of this? You sneaky son of a bitch. Nothing happened with it, right? Suddenly I put the thing on. I make a wish. You know what happens? I turn into this motherfucker.
Wait.
I literally transform into him. And the problem is, I know if I were to walk up into Xanathar's fucking lair and look like Manchun, you know how
I just saw that
badly-
picture by Hugh Man.
Ain't that the fact?
Yeah, that was
Yes,
fire. By Hugh Man.
Yeah.
It's an alien in disguise.
He's fucking sick, I tell you. I'm still putting it back. It's
There is no
terrible.
underground. There is no secret underground base on Mars by Human.
Deadass, bro. Nice try, aliens. You're not doing shit.
You're not telling me otherwise. All right, give
By
me a
Hugh.
sec.
Yo, by Nin Gen.
All right, give me a sec. I gotta fucking move whoever's still watching to another channel so they can actually have some entertainment. I'll be right back.
I always forget that there are viewers watching me talk my bullshit.
Usually there's like one or two. I'm being honest. I don't know if there's anyone that I don't know that watches. That's the problem. So I just gotta sit here going, I'll wait, and just like people walking by the room. Like the closest thing I have to a viewer I don't know is literally like a fucking random account made just for someone to someone to advertise like bigfollows.com or some shit.
That right there is sick, bro.
So I'm just kind of sitting here going, oh, okay.
I dread me streaming and forgetting that I'm streaming. So I start yelling profanities and oh boy. Oh boy. And all of the other things I say. Yeesh.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna send everybody away now. There, I'll be right back. All right, so for everyone still watching the stream, that is going to be it for now. Let me see if there's anyone I can actually. Yeah, I can send you guys over to Tails VR. Let me pull up the thing. Tails is a cool guy. I will say he's a real cool guy. I watched his stuff for a good while. So let's go over and raid him. I put the command in completely wrong. Magnificent. Yeah. So, I will be back on. Let me think. Wednesday for more D&D. I'm gonna start uploading them to my YouTube channel, so you could find that at youtube.com/Phantom Dragon. It should be. I think I don't even know what the freaking icon is because I'm an idiot, but it should be the same one I have over here. So if you follow that, there's an incomplete Resident Evil 7 series because I don't even know what I'm doing. So yeah. We're gonna go over and raid Tails VR. I hope you guys like this content as much as I do. So we're gonna go over and we are just gonna surprise them. Please join the raid if you can. And I will see every single one of you next week at on Wednesday at 7. I'm sorry, it's late and my brain is not functioning. See ya.
Just surrendering and just like, you know what? Yeah, let's do you, right? Let's do yours because you like it and I want to make you happy, right? But if you guys talk back and forth like, no, I want to do this, no, I want to do that, I don't know, man. It just doesn't feel right? You're gonna have a more complex in the future. Now, if you're like a free-minded at all times, I think your relationship would be fucking fantastic. I think. I don't know. My last relationship lasted 3 years until this. She cheated on me, man. And then I'll be like, well, then your relationship tips is bullshit. Well, I'm sorry. Regardless. I don't know. Look, just be free. Have an open mind. Okay? Don't lower down your expectations. Don't look for someone that is fucking
You get
beautiful
spell
or
slots
hot
based on what your
or
class
thick.
says. In our case, it's you get 2 spell slots at level 1. Then when you level up, you get 1 more level 1 spell slot, and you can use your level 1 spell slots to cast any of your level 1 spells. If you cast a level 2 spell, you need to use a level 2 spell slot. You get level 2 spell slots at level 3. And then you start getting more and more and yada yada and so on and so forth. You
So
can
can you
only
cast a level 1 spell on a level 2 spell slot?
Yes, you can upcast it. It increases the effects of the spell.
Huh.
And it's all stated down at the bottom of your spell. But yeah, so essentially you can't cast down, but you can cast up. It's just like increasing the power of your spell by using higher level spell slots. Also,
It would be
sometimes
kind of cool if you could downcast by compensating health.
that would be terrible. That would actually be disastrous. And I mean, probably they'll probably be fine, but yeah, I kind of just don't see the point. Why would you want to weaken your spell just because you don't? Like at that point, you might as well just use a spell
I
that's
mean, being able to
already.
cast something like Revive at a lower spell slot at the cost of health.
That
That's
would
mm,
that doesn't
I was
sound.
thinking about more so utility instead of damage.
I get you. I get you. Well,
I
I
don't
mean,
think that
I
would be
don't
much
think
better.
utility spells. I don't even think you can really
Maybe
upcast utility
maybe you
spells.
drop your health down to like half or 1 to completely revive someone. Downcasting.
Then someone else would need to downcast to save your sorry ass when you get hit.
I mean,
That's basically
Yeah, but why don't you move away? That's a you problem.
You're
Or
acting
you could
like
just
someone
cast that shit
can't
as
just
a
snipe
ritual.
you in the back of the group.
Hey, resurrect. Can't you just
Oh,
like
man, who
ritual
doesn't
cast
block
that?
for the healers? That's crazy.
Like
Us.
No, I
Us.
Fucking us. You don't do
like
this shit.
no,
If the healer
definitely
gets
not.
hit, it's the party's fault.
Ain't
Then I
that
guess
a
it's the
shit?
party's fault when the guy revives someone thinking, okay, they're gonna protect me now, and then gets whacked from behind by something the party didn't even see coming. Somehow. Since we all know how these campaigns usually end.
Oh, you can't ritual cast
And
it.